Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's not too late for a deep spring cleaning on your home. Give my friends at Zero Res a call, 919-995-0000. Schedule today and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for only $105 and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Make sure to mention me, Tim from 99.9 The Fan.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
He scores! What a comeback!
Visit GotBrian.com. That's GotBrian.com.
When your kid can't find the language, find the lyrics at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Pivotal Ventures.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. That low humidity continues just one more day. It starts to feel a lot stickier for tomorrow, but nice out there. A high of 81, some increasing clouds through the afternoon and evening. We'll see some scattered showers tonight with a low of 62. And tomorrow we start with some light rain. We'll end up with scattered storms in the afternoon and evening. It's cooler with highs in the low 70s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones currently down 73 points at 39,439. Market update brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to The Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities. This hour of The Drive brought to you by the Body Armor State Games coming to Charlotte this June. North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. I'm Tim Donnelly. Graham Hill producing the show. Dennis still out of the office. How about them Canes?
How about them? Raise up, North Carolina.
Not going away that easy. It's going to take a heck of a lot more than that.
You want to talk about no quit in New York?
No quit in Carolina.
How about no quit in Carolina? Come on. Take your shirt off, unless you're in a car right now.
Heck, if you can do it safely. Wait for a red light. Pull over if you have to. The Canes ended a whole bunch of streaks on Saturday. They scored a power play goal.
Yep. Brady Shea of all people.
They are not going 0 for the series in the power play. Oh, no. Did it take all the way to the third period, and did I start to think that maybe they were? You're darn right. But they are not going 0 for the series. They won a 1-goal game in a meaningful postseason game. It's been a while. Igor Shesterkin gave up 4 goals in a postseason game. It's been a while.
1 goal in the first 4 minutes.
There it is.
On a slap shot of all things.
There was a lot of therapeutic release in that game. A lot of, like, it was almost like an exhale into a quick inhale, right? Because you score the power play goal, you're like, finally, right? Metaphorical monkey off your back. You've gotten it. And then immediately, because you got to finish the game and go win, right? You attack, you score, and it's, yes, you're up by 2, and then immediately, because it's tied back up again.
Tim, I know you like movies.
Love movies.
For the past 3 games, we went from being in a glass box of emotions to just kicking that glass box door wide open.
There you go.
Saying, I'm back, baby.
Milk was a bad choice. There was a different energy for the Canes in a lot of different ways. And maybe something was awakened by the fact that they were truly backs against the wall. Maybe that's what it took. But Game 4 was different. Here's Jake Gensel on Fighting for Their Lives.
This is what we got to do. We got to make sure we're fighting for our lives here. So whatever it takes, every inch out there is going to be tough for us. So we got to make it tough on them, and just like we did that tonight.
The irony was the power play was 1,000 times better. I thought they were better at shots on net. I thought they were being more aggressive. The power play was better, and then they only get 2 chances. All the games when the power play stinks, they get 5 chances. The games where the power play looks like it's going to be scoring 40%, they get 2 chances. They convert one of them. Brady Shea, as you heard Graham mention, a pretty darn important goal in the series. But still, we need to mix the two. You need to be aggressive. You need to draw the penalties. You need to lure and bait the Rangers into creating power plays for your team. And then you need to play them like you did in Game 4. Canes took it to them early. They weathered the storm in the middle, and they fought back enough to win. I'd take that every single time, obviously, because it's a win. Could we nitpick? Yes, and we will. I mean, they held 2 separate 2-goal leads, and it still ended up tied late in the game. So there's things to work on. Do not get me wrong. There's things to work on. But a win is a win is a win is a win.
Going back to giving up that 2-goal lead, is it kind of bad that during that first period when they went up 3-1, I was kind of sitting there thinking to myself like, uh-oh. I can just tell this third period is going to be messy.
Well, yeah, and like obviously, this is one of those things where I don't want anyone to take it as you shouldn't go up early, but there is always that moment where you're like, there's still a lot of hockey left to be played. That like this one is far from over, even though you take a commanding lead early.
Well, just to give credit where credit's due, not to take anything away from the Hurricanes, but we have just seen so many times in this series the New York Rangers make the necessary push. They make the necessary adjustments and give credit where credit's due to head coach Peter Laviolette.
And again, for those of you that watch the national broadcast, we have, as fans of the Canes, a ton of things to nitpick and a ton of things where it's like, why do they keep putting that graphic up? Why do they keep showing that? Why don't they give the other side of the story? This time, the graphic that was put up there seemingly every 2 seconds was how many come-from-behind victories the Rangers had in both the regular season and in the postseason, and they just kept showing it. I'm like, I get it. They can come back. I get it.
That or Igor Shesterkin has not allowed more than 3 goals in his playoff career.
And then they didn't put the graphic up after they scored the 4th.
Yeah.
They didn't
put his streak's broken.
They didn't tell the story that they had built up. They built the suspense the whole time. At least not that I saw. Can we talk about the depth guys?
Yes. 4th line production. Let's go.
Steph Nason played less than 7 minutes. Scored a goal on a very Steph Nason goal. Just in the mix, down in his office, gritty, grimy, greasy goal. Evgeny Kuznetsov played about 8.5 minutes, scored a goal. This is what I mean when it's all hands on deck, right? Yeah, Aho, yeah, Gensel, they're going to have their points, right? You're going to get something from a very, very goal-scoring blue line. You're going to get something there, but you need the others. You need we didn't bank on that to beat the Rangers.
This is why you go all in at the trade deadline, not for a situation like this where you find yourself down 3-0, but in a situation where now you're kind of pulling away and digging yourself out of your grave.
How funny would it be if they were like, we made the trade for Kuznetsov because if you ever find yourself down 3-0, you might need a goal from somebody that plays less than 9 minutes. That's forethought right there from Don Waddell. My point is this. When you find yourself in these games where your back is truly against the wall, it's everybody, right? There's the guys you depend on and expect. Yes, like Sebastian Aho scoring a goal, I don't want to say you take it for granted, but you take it for granted. Right? Jake Gensel, point production, at least over the last 3 games, you take it for granted. There's nobody there taking a Stefan Nason goal for granted, even though he's been great at finding the back of the net in the postseason. Nobody is taking a Kuzi goal for granted because, heck, he was a healthy scratch not that long ago. You need everybody. the things that were missing for the first 3 games of the season, right? Or the series, excuse me, not season. The things that were missing were everybody kind of making a contribution. Power play, penalty kill. These were the things that were missing in the first 3 games. They show up in game 4, and guess what? You win the game, right? It doesn't have to be more difficult than that. When you have advantages, take advantage of them. That's why they call them advantages. You have the man advantage, take advantage of it. You need contributions from everyone, get contributions from everyone. You win the game. Even with, and we'll go over this in a second, a goalie who I think wasn't on his P's and Q's.
Yeah.
You're still able to find the win. Now, and we're going to have to talk about this also. What's the difference between a 4-0 loss in a series and a 4-1 loss in a series? Not a ton in the eyes of history. The game 4 win is only as valuable as you make it in game 5, 6, and 7. It's only as valuable as how much you build off of it. It's only as valuable as how much confidence you get. It's only as valuable as how much of it travels to Madison Square Garden. Tonight. This is the beauty of the NHL playoffs, right? It's the treadmill is just speeding up and speeding up and speeding up.
Never slows down. It only goes faster.
Right? We have to break down the game from the weekend, preview the game from tonight, and hopefully set us up for a game 6 back here in Raleigh.
I got my work cut out for me today. I'm going to have to be doing a quick reset on YouTube and the best of the Drive with Tim Donnelly podcast because we got to go. We rolled right into Storm Watch tonight.
And in a lot of ways, it's going to be stale, right? This show ends at 6. Game starts at 7, by the way, right here on 99.9 The Fan, Hockey Night in Carolina. Storm Watch, as you mentioned, with Adam Gold begins at 6. Like, as soon as this show's over, all this preview stuff, it's going to be review stuff for tomorrow, good, bad, or indifferent. So the Canes can't take any time to celebrate. There's no, hey, we got a power play goal, way to go. It's like one high five and on to the next power play.
Yeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We're starting with the first question for tonight. Who's going to be in goal? If you ask Rod Brindamore, he gave a maybe on Freddie Anderson, but Freddie was in the starter's crease in morning skate this morning. What does that mean? What's the right decision? How should they operate? Goalie talk coming up next right here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Deep River Sporting Clay and Shooting School. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. If you're like me, you probably enjoyed a lot of the wonderful weather that we had this weekend. When I think about getting outside, I think about getting out into the beautiful natural settings down where Deep River Sporting Clay and Shooting School is because you can't beat it. 65-acre area, all natural setting. It's absolutely gorgeous down there, and it's an experience that you're going to want to have again and again. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com, deepriversportingclays.com. Let the adventure begin.
You're always close to the Canes with 99.9 The Fan.
Back for Shea, they score! On the power play! Brady Shea puts the Canes in the lead, 4-3!
Count on us to bring you every Canes game night and the latest Canes news from insider Adam Gold. Your official home for the Carolina Hurricanes. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Oh, this North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee. And with new scratch-offs out, well...
Hey guys, I'm a new winner. My name's Steve. What's your name? I really love this coffee. Wow, this place is great. Glad I grabbed a new scratch-off. Okay, nice to meet you. Gonna get a massage. Ooh, I think I need to relax.
Told you.
This month's tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall to winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale is coming to the State Fairgrounds May 17th through the 19th. The Car Scott building will be filled to the max with boats ready for immediate delivery featuring Suzuki outboards, shop center console, runabouts, deck boats, bass boats, pontoons, aluminum boats, and more, all under one roof. Boat show only savings, discounts up to $8,000, factory rebates, and special financing on site. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale May 17th through 19th at the Car Scott building on the State Fairgrounds featuring Suzuki outboards, free admission, and parking.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. You guys do so many things: windows, doors, siding, gutters, awnings, roofing.
Roofing is the most important part of your home. You want to make sure you keep the water out. Our roofing products made by Certainty, the shingle roofing, it comes in a lot of different colors, a lot of different styles, but it has a 50-year, 5-star warranty on all material and labor, backed by the manufacturer. It's non-prorated.
I've never heard of a 50-year warranty. I always hear like 20 or 30.
Unless a tree hits the house or you have some storm damage, it'll be the last roof you ever put on your home.
I like that. What about metal roofing?
We do a lot of metal roofing. We got the standing seam, comes in a lot of different colors, and it'll last forever, but it doesn't have the 50-year warranty like the shingled roofing does.
Sounds like you're pushing shingle roofing, which you should probably.
It's affordable, and again, it's hard to beat because it's really the last roof you'll have to pay to put on your home.
Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy 20 or more select self-leveling underlayment. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's Business Credit Card. Visit us for the materials you need. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store lowes.com/credit for details.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Apt song choice from Graham Hill producing the show today. Still alive. One day at a time. One shift at a time. One decision at a time. Who should be in the goal for that one shift at a time, one period at a time? Game 5.
Yeah, that is $1 million question right there.
Freddie Anderson has not been as sharp as he was in the regular season and early part of the postseason. I hate to say it, I'm not surprised. I don't disagree with Rod Brindamore often, right? And I completely understand those of you that want to jump in our YouTube comments and say that Rod Brindamore has forgotten more about hockey than I'll ever know, because I agree with you. But I do have insight into how athletes tick. I do have insight into watching them and seeing the way their brains work. I saw this coming. Freddie was out of position a few times, gave up at least one goal because of it in Game 4. In a game that ended up coming down to the wire, it might have been the difference. He has had a hard time locating the puck on rebounds his last 2 starts.
To me, the second goal scored by the Rangers by Alexis Lafreniere, that's the goal you got to have back.
It's yeah. I mean, you'd like to have it back. You'd like to have, not need to have it back, right?
I mean, you want to have all 3 back if you really want to. But
for being being honest here, and take a couple back early in the series also. But Freddie was back in the starter's crease today at morning skate. I'm gonna go ahead and be on record that Pyotr Kochetkov should be in net tonight.
All right, mark it down.
Mark it down. I refuse to be surprised that Freddie is getting less sharp as he plays in darn near every game after we saw him play some of the best hockey of his career during a straight rotation with Pyotr Kochetkov for a month. Since Freddie came back from the blood clotting issue, when Freddie was playing absolutely lights out, it was every other night. And you could tell there was something about that worked for him. You could tell he was not only making the saves that he should, and no, not 100%, nobody does, but he was making mostly the saves that he should and occasionally the spectacular. His creativity was on another level. His focus was on another level. Pyotr Kochetkov was more than good enough to get Freddie to that level. And oh, by the way, Pyotr Kochetkov was not bad. And I would expect if Pyotr were to play tonight, I'd expect him to be better than he was in Game 3, because in Game 3 he played well despite not playing for a month. So now if he's playing for the second time in a handful of nights, I'd expect him to be better. I refuse to be surprised by this because we saw it happening. Rod Brindamore today, let's jump to the Rod clip here, Graham. Rod Brindamore today was asked by the media what goes into deciding the starting goalie.
A lot of what goes into it now is because, obviously that's the number one concern. Okay, how you feeling? And then, we had a good rotation going. Do we go back to that just based on how this when we had our most success? There's been a lot of discussions.
It's not just how are you feeling. Okay, I want to emphasize that. First of all, I don't know about any of you, but I've never spoken to any athlete and gotten an honest answer. Hey, how you feeling? You mean before a playoff game, you think I'm going to be honest? My back hurts. I'm out of breath. I didn't sleep well last night. Heck no, you're not going to get that from any level of athlete. You're going to get, feel great, coach. Game day ready, coach. You're going to get whatever they have to say because they're athletes. And even if he was honest with you and he said, hey, you know what, I am a little tired. Like, that doesn't make the decision because it's so much more. It's not just physical fatigue. It's mental fatigue. It's competitive fatigue. And it's you're not even competing against, like, are you Freddie Anderson level? It's, are you 1% worse than top Pyotr Kochetkov level? Right? You're not comparing him to like a replacement level goalie. I think Pyotr Kochetkov earned the right to be a big part of this postseason. I think he earned the right to be a big part of this postseason. And he did that by playing really gosh darn well throughout the season as they went on their way to being third in the President's Trophy race. And really even better than that, since that players only meeting in December, which after that he's been essentially, 92% save percentage. Like I said, I don't disagree with Rod Brindamore often, and I'm open to Freddie playing really well tonight, but it's a game of percentages.
Yeah.
And I think as of right now, the percentages that Freddie is going to give up on that really frustrates us are getting higher based on the fact that he's not getting the mental break that he did when he was playing so well at the end of the regular season.
And on the other side of things, you know that you're getting ready to get your best game out of Shesterkin, especially with how he gave up those two early ones in the first period. You know you're going to get a major push from the Rangers. They're going to be feeding off the crowd. So for Freddie, not saying that he can't do this, but this absolutely has to be a game where you cannot give up the soft goals.
Let's hear from the captain, Jordan Stahl, on if they have advantage on Igor now.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's always nice to get 4 on a good goalie, but he's a good goalie for a reason. I'm sure he's going to come back with a better effort, so we're going to have to try to find a way to do it again and create as much offense as we can against a good goalie.
I don't think, There are these comparisons, right? Like Igor versus the Canes goalie, Igor versus Freddie. Igor's not going to take a single shot on Freddie. Freddie's not going to take a single shot on Igor unless things get real crazy, right? And I'm talking about real crazy.
I hope it doesn't get to that.
But it's just like, we'll talk about a little bit later on during the starting 5. The NFL announced its Ravens-Chiefs to open their season. And every graphic's going to have Lamar versus Mahomes, Lamar versus Mahomes, Mahomes versus Lamar. They're not going to play a single down on the field at the same time as the other. So don't make your decisions in goalie, just like you don't make your decisions on quarterback based on how the other goalie is going to play or what you think the other goalie is going to do. If I had to bet, I wouldn't take either of those guys over Igor Shesterkin right now. Right? If I'm picking who's going to have the better game in goal, I'm taking Igor. But that's not how you judge it, right? It's Igor versus the Canes attack. So if the Canes get 40 shots and the Rangers get 20 shots, you don't have to be as good as Shesterkin. Right? It's a sliding scale based on the opponents. So when I'm talking about who should play, Freddie or Pyotr, it's irrelevant to what Shesterkin's doing unless you think, if Stahl behind closed doors is really saying like, hey, we've got a tell he's not getting his blocker up fast enough. We're going to score 12. Then you probably do take the veteran goalie and just say, hey, don't let the wheels fall off. If you can give up 4 or less, we win. But that's not happening. I guarantee it. There's no secret tell. It's not like Igor Shesterkin sitting at a poker table right now, and every time he's bluffing, he's opening an Oreo like the movie Rounders.
Yeah, there is no secret advantage. There is no secret advice to getting goal pucks past Shesterkin. That's why it's been so difficult for the Hurricanes to score. That's why in that first goal in game 4, Kuznetsov with the sniper, it was so weird because those are just the kind of goals that
did that just happen? Was that Kuzi?
I had to take time just to figure out, did that really go in?
Is he doing the eagle dance? He's doing the eagle dance.
Those are just the kind of goals that Shesterkin we don't see him allow.
Yeah, and I wouldn't expect many of those. Good thing he took advantage of it when it happened. He got the win. But when I'm talking Pyotr versus Freddie, which is what this conversation has been about, I'm talking Pyotr versus Freddie. And a lot of it is, what does it take to get the best out of Freddie? Like, it's a 7-game series, right? If you ran the rotation from the beginning, you could have had Freddie every other game, won every one of Freddie's starts, 4-3, you win in 7. If Pyotr Kochetkov is good enough to steal a game or two, you're now closing it, right? You're closing the gap. And by the way, again, like I said, I'm on the record saying I want Kochetkov. I was on the record saying I want the rotation during the Islanders series. Imagine that. What if you just ran the rotation during the Islanders series? Even if it took you one more game to close it out, now you have Freddie in this series not having played whatever it is, 8 of 9 games instead of playing 5. A little bit more rested, a little bit more locked in, a little bit less likely to give up a softie. I've been on record. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I've been on record. I'm gonna use that for something. Been on record. Anytime I'm leaning on. We have receipts. The Athletic put out a list of Panthers offseason winners and losers. Did they get it right? Stick around.
It's bow time. Listen up, because we've got some big news to share. You might want to sit down for this. Bow Sauce is back at Bojangles. If you think you missed it, just imagine how our Supremes must have felt. Because there's no better sauce to pair with our crispy golden chicken Supremes. They're already boldly seasoned to perfection, but add Bow Sauce and you can taste a truly legendary combination that will make you want to yell, it's bow time. So don't wait, grab a Supreme and dip into some Bow Sauce. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing to satisfy your craving for flavor with a Bojangles Chicken Supremes dinner. Choose a 3-piece or 4-piece Supremes dinner. Get your choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea. And don't forget the sauce for dipping, because Bow Sauce is back. That's right, Bow Sauce is back. Hungry for flavor and value and love the Bow Sauce? Then it's bow time.
Graham Hill for Underdog Sportsbook. Sports betting has arrived in North Carolina and Underdog is entering the game. They've been working hard to create a sportsbook app using their own technology for the American sports fan. A simple, fresh experience with straightforward language that fans can understand and design that's just as appealing. The launch version is great, but it'll get better as it grows. This app will be tailored to the user experience, so you'll help shape its future. Your favorite teams, players, and sports are included and are ready to make a bet. The hockey postseason is in full effect. I'm a fan of selecting the over-under on goals, assists, and points, just like in the pro basketball postseason with points, rebounds, and assists. It's that easy. Download the Underdog Sportsbook app on iOS or Android and sign up with promo code HILL. And new customers will get $100 back in bonus funds when they make a $10 minimum deposit and a first bet of $5 or more. That's Underdog Sportsbook. Promo code HILL. Must be 21 plus to gamble and present in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov or call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply and can be found in the Underdog Sportsbook app.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
If Heineken Silver was a 60-second radio ad, it'd tell you all the stuff you need to know in only 30 seconds to keep things light and refreshing. Seriously, time me. Heineken Silver, a world-class light beer that's surprisingly crisp and refreshing, made with only premium quality ingredients and just 2.9 grams of carbs and 95 calories, all without compromising on taste. Heineken Silver, all the taste, no bitter endings. Order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 and older to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly. Whew, 30 seconds, that's it. Done. Peace.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Tar Heel Basement Systems. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at tarheelbasementsystems.com.
If you think you or someone close to you is having a stroke, we have two words for you. Be fast. B for balance, E for eyes, F is in face, A for arms, S for speech, T for time to call 911. Look for changes in balance, vision, or speech, weakness in one arm, a drooping face. Learn the signs at wakemed.org/stroke, because every second counts.
Hey, it's Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. If you're like me, you're getting crushed by rising costs of everything these days. I get it. It's brutal, and credit card rates are ridiculous and going higher. That's why at Loan Pronto, we launched our Express Equity Line of Credit to bring you the relief you and your family need, using your home, your most valuable asset. We've helped thousands of people like you get fast relief with cash. The average homeowner who does this gets tens of thousands in just days and is able to save $850 per month in overall expenses. I'm talking life-changing money, your money that you have access to right now. Listen, if you're ready to get control of your finances and get off the hamster wheel, call Loan Pronto. You can get approved for Express Equity Line of Credit in just minutes, and we can get your cash in less than a week. Stop digging a deeper credit card hole today. Call Loan Pronto now. 919-381-1760. 919-381-1760. LoanPronto.com. 919-381-1760.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS consumeraccess.org.
The Body Armor State Games are in Charlotte this June, North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
We're almost there. Need the beat to drop. All right, we'll call it right there. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I always want to give the band the opportunity to kick in with the beat before I start talking over them.
Tim always makes me feel so bad about when I decide to start my song
you
choices.
Want to play like Riders on the Storm with like 30 seconds of just thunderstorm before the song starts.
I get it. It's like playing Freebird for the first minute before the guitar solo starts. So.
Yeah, it's you got to get through it.
We'll get better.
Hey, we'll watch the film. We'll get better. Always do. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The Panthers are having themselves an offseason.
They're getting better.
Busy. They're busy. The irony is, we're going to have this conversation based on an article The Athletic put out, which listed the offseason winners and losers of like current Panthers, players that were Panthers last year, right? Because obviously, Xavier Leggett drafted in the first round, winner. Like, we're not going to just do that. It's people that have had their situation changed. I think it's funny because it actually feels like there's not enough opportunities to go around in the Panthers. Meanwhile, last year during the season, it felt like anybody that could help had an opportunity, right? It was heck, can you catch a pass? Go on and try. Remember practice squad Mike? There was a Mike Strahan or Strachan, I forget his last name. But he was on the practice squad. He came up, he made one catch. It was like a 40-something yarder. It was literally, they were walking up and down the sideline going like, who wants to play?
Yeah.
Because things were going that poorly. Now this offseason, you have guys that are either getting paid a lot of money or at one point were pretty highly drafted. And you're going, yeah, I don't know if there's enough space for you. Things change fast in the NFL. So we're going to look at these winners and losers, and we're going to decide whether we agree or not. But just the fact that there could potentially be a loser when it comes to your role on the Panthers is an advancement. We'll start with the obvious. They listed Bryce Young as a winner. Is Bryce Young a winner of this offseason? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Based on and this is where you have to compare Bryce Young this year to Bryce Young last year.
Okay.
Right? Don't compare him to Caleb Williams. Don't compare him to C.J. Stroud.
Drake May.
Yeah, because, Drake May, he might be a winner then. But if you look at C.J. Stroud, you're like, oh, he got Stephon Diggs. He's going to get Tank Dell healthy. He's got a new running back. And it's, no, they're going to be much better. You look at Caleb Williams, right? Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, already had DJ Moore. Like, much better. I don't think that what the Panthers are putting together makes Bryce Young a winner compared to them, but I do think it makes him a winner compared to Bryce Young last year, right? Your number one wide receiver is your number 3 wide receiver. He's still around. Adam Thielen is still around. He's just now behind Deontay Johnson, just signed a big free agency deal. But I'm looking at this and going, you know what? Miles Sanders might not be a bell cow back, right? If he slots into especially until Jonathan Brooks gets healthy, 2B, right? There's the one, probably Chuba Hubbard. And then if he's 2B, option 2B, his efficiency will go up.
Yeah.
A smaller role might bring some of his efficiency back. He used to be a high yards per carry guy early in his career. And there were times last year where he was just slogging.
Yeah. He's aged a little bit, that's for sure.
I still think he's got a couple big plays in him. I think he has a couple 40-yard runs, 50, 60-yard touchdowns in him. It's just you won't ever find him if you're giving him all the 5-yard carries, the 3-yard carries, the 2-yard loss carries.
And let's also be fair. The offensive line last year did not help him at all as far as opening up a hole for him to just run through, attack.
So if he's on the roster, and I know some believe he's a cut candidate, I don't see it just because of the money. If he's on the roster, I think he might benefit from nobody expecting anything from him.
Kind of a fly under the radar technique?
Maybe look at him like the University of North Carolina football program. If they're ranked in the top 15, they're almost always going to disappoint. But when they're ranked unranked, they're almost always one of the hot teams at the end of the year.
That was a wild comparison you just made, but it's pretty.
Miles Sanders, when you think he's going to be like a Pro Bowler, I don't think there's a shot he's going to be a Pro Bowler. But when he comes in as I don't know if he's even the guy, I think he finds a way to be more efficient. There are certain people that are that way.
Get him inside the goal line, first and goal type play.
See, I think you go Chuba Hubbard there, but I think Miles Sanders is going to have some distance touchdowns this year. Again, assuming he's on the roster. Is Adam Thielen a winner?
I say yes, just because he was doing most of the work last year. So he really doesn't have no choice but to be a winner in my eyes.
I mean, he had 100 catches last year. There's no way he gets to 100 catches this year. And maybe it's similar to Miles Sanders where his efficiency is going to go up and he can score more touchdowns or higher yards per catch. And maybe the same argument I just made for Miles Sanders is true about Adam Thielen. But I'm looking at it going, Adam Thielen is like low-key climbing up some lists.
Yeah.
He's been in the league for a while. He's done a lot. And if he has a couple more 100-catch seasons, that's a different legacy. And now Deontay Johnson might have 100 catches. Xavier Legette might have the big plays. Adam Thielen's going to be like the crucial catch guy, right? He'll catch third downs, but like nothing on first down.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm looking at that as a win. I think it's by the way, these are individual wins. I think Adam Thielen being your number 3 wide receiver, or 2B, right, if you put him and Legette as 2, I think that's wildly good for the Panthers.
Right. That's just a win itself for the organization compared to where they were last year heading into the brand new season.
Who would have been number 3 last year? Chark? Mingo maybe?
Yeah.
Putting Adam Thielen in those, like, that's a win for the franchise. I don't know if it's a win for Thielen. Brady Christensen is a loser. Yep, to go from starter to backup, that's going to be tough.
That hurts.
And quite literally, he's hurt a lot. But also, like, money matters in the NFL. I love when a coach drafts someone in the first round or pays someone, double-digit $1 million per year, and then goes, we're bringing him in for competition, healthy competition in that room. Best player is going to play. Whoever shows up on tape, that player is going to play. And I'm going, that is a lie, sir. We put that through the lie detector test, and it's proven lie. Because if you spend double-digit millions on somebody, they're going to play. They're going to play. A GM will make it happen. That means Damian Lewis and Hunt, the 2 new guards, are going to play. Christensen is going to be a backup. And with Austin Corbett sliding in to be the center, Christensen might be the backup at all 3 interior offensive line positions, so there's a good chance you'll see him this year. But there's a difference between being a backup and being a starter. Derek Brown, winner? You're darn right.
Yep.
Generational wealth. Your kids' don't have to worry about where their college education money's coming from. Yep, that's a big win for Derek Brown. Even if he lost his running mate, Brian Burns, even if you look up the defensive line and you're like, wow, you're going to be getting a lot more double teams, even if the best edge rusher on the team is now Jadeveon Clowney, it's still a win for Derek Brown just from a life standpoint. When you're getting $60+ million guaranteed, yeah, that's going to be – you're not going to hear me call you a loser very often when that happens.
And you get a chance to prove yourself with Brian Burns leaving, too.
Yeah, well, they play different positions, so yeah, I guess maybe as like the alpha in the defensive line, maybe. Ian Thomas, loser. Yep. Jadavion Sanders just took your job. Although I did see a clip from him running around. Looks bigger. Maybe he's saying, all right, you take the pass catching opportunities. I'll be the 3rd offensive lineman or 3rd offensive tackle. Tight end for the Panthers. I could see him being a loser based on role, but he looks like he may have embraced it. Winner, Dane Jackson, big time. I'm not sure he gets a starting corner back chance on many rosters. He's going to have a legit opportunity to be outside J.C. Horn as a number 1 or as a starting corner. And if we know anything about J.C. Horn, he's probably going to miss games this year. Dane Jackson might be a number 1 corner for games in the NFL. You show yourself well there, money follows. Terrace Marshall Jr. a loser? I don't know about this. Do you know why? Because he's still on the roster. I think Terrace Marshall Jr., the loser, is out of the league. Terrace Marshall Jr., the loser, is trying to catch on somewhere as a 6th wide receiver. He's still on the Panthers. Go ahead.
I was going to say, still holding a spot just shows that Dave Canales has a plan for him.
Or at least wants to see more. And just a curiosity about Terrace Marshall Jr. is better than where I thought a lot of people in the league were. There was not much curiosity about Terrace Marshall Jr. And then this last one I thought was funny. They have him down as a winner and a loser. So he's I guess, sitting on the fence. Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh, okay.
Winner, because he got paid double-digit millions per year. Loser, because he's the number 1 edge rusher on the team, and a bunch of double teams are going to come his way. And it does appear at this point in his career, if he would benefit from a Brian Burns or somebody of magnetic force on the other side, that you'd have to have tight ends and running backs and everything go chip instead of him. Jadeveon Clowney is not a sack stat accumulator. He is somebody that gets pressures and some advanced metrics like him, but he's going to need all the advanced or favorable situations to get home to the quarterback.
I was just going to ask, you might be getting ready to get to it. Where does Chandler Zavala and Ike Ekwonu fall in this list?
Ike a winner, Chandler a loser. Ike's still a starting left tackle in the NFL. There are only 32 spots for blindside protectors in the NFL. I'm not sure his play last year says he should be one of those 32, but he is. Winner. Chandler Zavala, when you're drafted as an interior offensive lineman and then your team spends all that money on interior offensive line, unfortunately that knocks you down the hierarchy. Better be ready for injuries if they call upon you. There were a bunch of them last year. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's transition here. This one, this next segment, I'm forcing myself to do. Okay? We're big on accountability here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly. So it's like acknowledging you did something wrong, or if we're going to do I saw somebody in a Twitter battle because of the Sam Bennett hit on Marshawn and what's going on in the Bruins series. There's a lot of challenging of if you're this upset about Sam Bennett, I better see you this upset about hits by Marshawn in the past, right? It's like you better not just be upset because of the jerseys they wear. If you're going to accuse somebody of being a bad person, if you're going to accuse them of being a dirty player, you better have receipts about you doing it for other guys that have had it in the past. I thought that was a halfway decent point, right? It's like if you want to say that's a bad call, go ahead, right? Because we all say that's a bad call disproportionately about our own team. But if you're going to start getting into the
weeds,
if you're going to start diving in deeper and start calling people dirty players and all that, you're going to have to have that as part of your kind of fandom. Well, after all of these, the first three games of the series for the Canes, we had a conversation about the silver linings, right? Even though you lost, here's a silver lining. Even though you lost, Jake Gensel, playoff guy, woke up with 2 goals. Even though you lost, Sebastian Aho, 3 assists. That was all game 1. We did the silver linings.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going to be fair about it, right? If we're going to play both sides appropriately, if you have a silver lining conversation after losses, you have to have the opposite of a silver lining conversation after wins, right? You got the win, but what's holding you back from having massive enthusiasm?
Okay.
Just like if you have a loss, what's holding you back from going full panic? Opposite of a silver lining, soft goal from Freddie. And in a sport where goaltenders are so important and they can change everything, you don't want soft goals. Opposite of a silver lining, giving up both a 2-0 and 3-1 lead to need a game winner later on in the third. I tweeted this out. It seems like the Canes are incapable of slamming the door on the Rangers. And oh, by the way, the Canes, part of their identity is slamming the door. Right, you have that defensive system, those defensive guys. Part of their identity was give us a 2-goal lead. It feels like a 6-goal lead, right? Some of the most dominant games I've seen the Canes play end with a 3-1 score, a 2-0 score, right? Because they got ahead and it just felt like, oh, there's no way the other team's going to score 3. That definitely didn't happen in Game 4. Opposite of a silver lining, Game 4 is just one game. I like the way Rod Brindamore put it here. You can't win 4 games in one night.
There's another game. What are you going to do? You can't win 4 games tonight. You can't even think about it, but you can just go do your job, and we've been doing a pretty good job of it. I haven't been at all disappointed in how we've played. Can we be sharper in certain areas? Yes, but what are you going to do? And our guys have been through this enough, and we got great leadership in there. Just keep focused on, the game. We'll have to tonight you feel good about it, and then we have to get back at it tomorrow, and we're going to have to repeat.
Can't win 4 games in one night. The opposite of a silver lining is now you have to stay just as desperate and just as locked in as you were in Game 4, despite the fact that you're not coming off 3 losses.
Maybe it's because they wear the same colors and they play in the same arena, and you've seen some state players at Hurricanes games, but are the Canes getting ready to go on a run in elimination games like NC State did in the ACC and NCAA tournament? Can I just manifest that
You can
a little bit for our listeners?
certainly try. Here's the thing, though. Nobody was really even talking about that after the Canes won their first, or the Wolfpack won their first back against the wall game.
Yeah.
Right? If you go back after, what was it, Louisville was their first true elimination game, and they won it. And they were down 12, by the way, in the first half. This was the ACC tournament, not even the NCAA tournament yet. We were talking about just how they escaped the embarrassment of being a first-round Tuesday elimination in the ACC tournament. The Canes have to win, like, the series before we start talking about are they on some kind of an NC State run.
Right. We're just glad they didn't get swept.
Mm-hmm.
They had a little bit of pride and respected themselves a little bit.
Didn't get swept. I actually, I think there's some talk about like, oh, the goal hasn't changed. Oh, we're still trying to win the big bad trophies. I'm going, no, the goal has changed. The goal right now is to play one more game.
Yeah.
That's what the goal is. The goal is to play. Don't make tonight the last night.
1-0 in these next 3.
We're
not even
1-0 in the next one.
Yeah, you can't even say these next 3. It's just got to be 1-0.
Opposite of a silver lining, another one. Seth Jarvis hasn't recorded a point since Game 1.
Yeah, he's kind of fallen off a little bit.
When he took those 2 big hits against the boards, and seemingly every game there's a memorable hit of him just getting mollywopped.
And it's not like one of those things where we could sit here and say, oh, maybe there's just something they're not telling us, because I feel like he's too valuable of a player that you wouldn't rule him out there. Although he's shown a lot of toughness this year where he might be going out there with a couple of bumps and bruises, but
it might be one of those situations where it's like, am I going to make it worse by playing? No? All right, I'll play, whatever it takes. It might be one of those, and this is a big might, right? I emphasize that I said might. Might be one of those situations where they're like, you're getting surgery after the season anyway, right? It might be one of those situations where it's as long as you can take the pain, you're not going to do anything worse. And Seth Jarvis is a tough dude.
It might just be one big hypothetical of he's not playing 100% right now.
But at the same time, whatever the reasoning is, this team is not as good when Seth Jarvis isn't finding a way to be productive, right? Since Game 1, he has not recorded a point. That's meaningful, right? Seth Jarvis at different times has been a top 2 or 3 player on the team this season. That goes for every position. He was really good at times. And when he's right, he gives them another element, right? Because especially since he's been taken off that first line. The first line, right when Gensel got moved into the lineup, it was kind of Aho, Gensel, Jarvis. Now they're going Aho, Gensel, kind of Svetch more often. Once Jarvis is on another line, if he brings elite scoring to another line, that opens up everything. Because it's very obvious this postseason and this series, through the first 3 games, it was whatever line Aho was on was creating points. That Aho-Gensel line was, 13 points, something like that?
Yep.
And everywhere else, significantly less. Everywhere else, they weren't getting it done until Game 4. If Jarvis was getting it done on one of those other lines, everything changes. So, I don't know if this get Seth Jarvis going again. If it's an injury thing, it might just not be possible. If it's not an injury thing, it's definitely possible, and it could be the difference between winning and losing Game 5 tonight.
What's your take on Brent Burns? Because there's sort of been mixed emotions.
The people that are upset with Brent Burns are really upset with Brent Burns.
Yeah.
There are quite a few believing he may be past his point as an effective player. I tend, again, our fandom as sports fans is so warped by 2 guys. Actually, you know what? I'll say 3 guys. The 3 guys that are warping everything are Tom Brady, LeBron James, and Chris Paul.
Okay.
Because they've played so well up until and near 40 that now we think like there's a handful of guys that can just play till 40. Brent Burns, I don't think Brent Burns is necessarily a bad player. I don't think he, you you got to bench him, make him a healthy inactive. Oh, as soon as Pesci gets back. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is maybe don't play him 100 billion minutes. Maybe treat him as if he's 39 years old and say you're not as good as you once were, but you're as good once as you ever were, and just have him play a little bit less, and maybe you take him off a couple power play shifts. And maybe him knowing I have to give you 19 minutes of great is easier than giving you 24 minutes of whatever I got.
Yeah.
It's move John Smoltz to the bullpen. You know what I mean? Like, ask him to change his role a little bit, because right now Burns is, he's still playing a ton. And that just goes against logic, right? And for a billion years, we looked at sports and would have never thought that a 38, 39-year-old should be leading anything in minutes. But now we've seen Brady, we've seen LeBron, we've seen Chris Paul, we've seen just a handful of people pull it off. Now we're like, yeah, you know what? He's 39, but he stays in shape. He's 39, but he's great in the conditioning test, which is a completely different beast. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Want to tell you about my partners over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Tim Donnelly here for DraftKings Sportsbook. The chase for the cup is on. We've been talking about it all month. If you're looking to light the lamp, nothing beats the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. DraftKings has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. This week, all North Carolina customers can place a pregame moneyline bet on Carolina. And if they win by at least 2 goals at any time during the game, you win, even if they end up losing the game. So when the Canes went up 2-0 right away, guess what? That would have been a winner right then and there. You wouldn't have had to stress it down the third period. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. That's TIMD with no spaces. Also, new customers, a little something special for you. Once you sign up using code TIMD and bet your first $5, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code TIMD, TIMD, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. 1 early win per opted-in customer. Max bet limits apply. Token expires at the start of the game. See dkng.co/ice for wagering eligibility and terms. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Will be back with a little football at 4. Stick around. It's coming up next.
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs.
And he shot to score! It's the Birdman! Evgeny Kuznetsov gets Carolina off to a flying start.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck drop at 7.
Back for Shea. They score! On the power play! Brady Shea puts the Canes in the lead 4-3.
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
Autobell Car Wash has been trusted for 55 years for high-quality service. We'll clean your car from the inside out. Now through June 2nd, buy 2 Super Poly Process Wash tickets at any Autobell for just $55.
People can tell when you Autobell.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stella Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 919-400-5473. That's 919-400-5473. In Cary, Clayton, Raleigh, and Wake Forest, 919-400-5473.
Where'd y'all go last week? Well, we've been watching our budget. So no going out? Oh yeah, we're going out, just hitting all the specials. First, we hit the House of Hops. That's Jerome's favorite spot. Big savings on Monday and Wednesdays. Mix and match craft beer and 25% off on to-go growlers. Oh, it's a great place to relax.
You know, the Mix has some good specials and they're across the street.
You have to check out their wine tastings once a month and their live music schedule, plus $5 draft beer on Thursdays. Then Saturday, it's salt and lime brunch, and Monday they have $5 margaritas.
Wait, what about Sharkies?
Oh, sweetie, you know Sharky's is special all the time.
So you're just going in a circle. House of Hops, salt and lime, the mix, then Sharkies. House of Hops, salt and lime, the mix, then Sharkies. Sounds like a vicious cycle.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a vicious cycle. More like a wonderful cycle.
Yeah, sounds like a cycle I need to be riding.
House of Hops, the mix, salt and lime, and Sharkies. Definitely a cycle you should be riding. Hope to see you soon.
What companies would you want to work for? Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks which companies are a force for good. Companies like Bank of America, which just earned the prestigious Just Capital 2024 seal. Bank of America is ranked #1 in the banking industry and #1 for their ongoing commitment to workers, offering best-in-class benefits, including a minimum wage of $25 an hour by 2025. Visit justcapital.com to learn how a just business is a better business.
Furnished by Just Capital.
Oh, this North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee. And with new scratch-offs out, well...
Hey guys, I'm a new winner. My name's Steve. What's your name? I really love this coffee. Wow, this place is great. Glad I grabbed a new scratch-off. Okay, nice to meet you. Gonna get a massage. Ooh, I think I need to relax.
Told you.
This month's tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
This hour of buzzer-beating, nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat sports action on 99.9 The Fan is powered by
Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
Visit GotBryan.com.
That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. That low humidity continues just one more day. It starts to feel a lot stickier for tomorrow, but nice out there. A high of 81, some increasing clouds through the afternoon and evening. We'll see some scattered showers tonight with a low of 62. And tomorrow we start with some light rain. We'll end up with scattered storms in the afternoon and evening. It's cooler with highs in the low 70s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 81 points at 39,431. Market update brought to you by Habitat for Humanity Restore. Now selling brand new solid wood custom cabinets. Learn more at trianglerestores.org. This hour of the drive brought to you by the Body Armor State Games coming to Charlotte this June. North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Football at 4. The Panthers keep dropping clue after clue. They're not hiding it, so clue might not be the right word. Sign. They're painting signs. They're sending up road flares that they are going to be running the ball at an astronomically high rate this year. I'm talking about those of you that thirst for like the Emmitt Smith Cowboys offenses and all of the mimics across the NFL in 1996, you're about to get it. Right now, it is, without debate, they have a crowded running back room. They have Chuba Hubbard. They have Rashad Penny, who they just brought in. They have Miles Sanders, who's still kicking around. They have Raheem Blackshear, who's more of a third down back. And they just drafted a second-rounder in Jonathan Brooks. They have a crowded running back room. Everybody notices it, right? I love when this happens, right? When it's like if everyone is saying something, you get kind of curious, right? I talk about this often. I'm not going to tell you about my team. Don't worry. I know no one cares about my fantasy team. But if all of a sudden everybody is like offering you a trade where they're trying to give you a quarterback,
yep.
You may not realize it, but your team probably needs a quarterback, and they're all trying to take advantage of it, right? They're like, ooh, he's quarterback needy. Let me see if he wants Dak. Oh, he's quarterback needy. Let me see if he wants Jordan Love. Oh, he's quarterback needy. Let me see if he wants blah, blah, blah. Even if you don't notice it, if all of a sudden like 6 out of the 12 people in your league are offering you a quarterback, you should look at your quarterbacks. If everyone is asking the Panthers, oh, are you going to cut one of the running backs? Oh, what are you going to do with the running backs? How are you going to handle such a crowded running back room? What's the running back? They probably have a crowded running back room, and they do. Dave Canales, though, this is what he said to the media after rookie minicamp. In my experience, we need all the backs. We need all of them to contribute at some point in the season, knock on wood. They get nicked or it's in a game and then he busts a shoestring and they're switching his shoes to get him back ready, and those other backs have to be ready to play. So for me, signing Penny is just adding another great player to really challenge our roster. End quote. This dude is planning on having backups in case the one on the field busts a shoestring. I don't know if you've seen it. These equipment guys and gals on the sideline are unbelievably efficient at their job. They can pop on a new face mask in seconds. They can get a new shoestring or even a new cleat right there, bada boom, bada bang. You get blood on your jersey, they have some kind of magical elixir. I don't know what it is. It's in an unmarked spray bottle. They run out, spray your jersey, wipe it with a cloth. That blood is gone.
Steph and I tied a race marker.
It's what did you say?
Tied a race marker.
Oh. Sounded like you spoke gibberish to me. The Tide to Go pens. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, that's what it is.
The magic eraser. Again, I don't know what's in these unmarked spray bottles, but it gets blood out. If the running back has to get a new shoestring, how about this? Pass the next play. How about this? Run a play where you don't need the running back to do something difficult. Or have your backups, even if they're not the most exciting players in the world, able to step in and run a play, one play, while your guy gets a new shoestring.
Well, Tim, one thing I will say, and I hope I don't blow anybody's minds when I say this, the Carolina Panthers will not be Super Bowl contenders this year.
Hey, everyone's 0-0 right now.
Everybody guess. I think the big thing for the Carolina Panthers this year is developing Bryce Young, and what better way to do that than having a lot of skilled running backs and having a depth chart full of them.
And they will tell you, right, we're going to run the ball. We want to start by running the ball. We want to build around running the ball. Canales is building things like they had when he was in Seattle. And he was a Seattle assistant for the better part of a decade. Seattle ran the ball so much that Russell Wilson demanded to leave.
Yep.
Russell Wilson was a legend in Seattle. Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl appearance quarterback. He had I think he just sold his house for like $31 million on the side of a lake, and it's like across the lake is Bill Gates or some other super like electronic mogul. Like Russell Wilson was massively popular in Seattle. They ran the ball so darn much that Russell Wilson demanded to be traded.
And I think when you look at the investment, as you mentioned in our previous segment, the investment that they took in the offensive line this offseason, that just shows that they have to kind of go all in the run game a little bit.
Seattle had Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, Alex Collins, DJ Dallas, Carlos Hyde, Travis Homer, Mike Davis. These are all guys who, if you play fantasy football, you know you picked up at one point in time because you had an injury, and you're like, hey, you know what? DJ Dallas might score today. Like they all got opportunities in Seattle. That's since Marshawn Lynch. Right? That obviously when Marshawn Lynch was there, they had the ball a ton. These guys are all contributors given a decent amount of carries in the last 4 or 5 years for Seattle. But did those guys get hurt sometimes? Yes. And I guess that's why they're saying luckily we had those other 9 guys we trusted. Chris Carson was a 1,000-yard running back except for every season when he got hurt. Rashad Penny was a first-round pick, highly talented guy, except for every season when he got hurt. Running backs get hurt when you give them the ball a billion trillion times, especially when you give them the ball a billion trillion times inside the tackle box. If you want to treat him like Christian McCaffrey, like the Niners treat Christian McCaffrey, and get him on the edge and get him on the edge and get him in space where he can control the hits more, that's one thing. I don't think Dave Canales has any interest in that. They are going to run halfback off tackle. They are going to run halfback dive. They are going to run halfback power. They are going to run halfback counter. They're going to run plays like I did in Madden 2002. Madden 2000. Give me Terrell Davis. Give me the Broncos offensive line, and we're going to run the ball.
You know what you're getting. It's just a matter of can your defensive line stop it.
So we better know what we're getting as fans, right? Don't go into these games expecting to see Bryce Young putting up 350 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Expect him to put up like 15 of 19 attempts for 185 yards and hopefully a win.
I might be wrong with this, but wasn't there one point where Mike Evans was even frustrated as a Buccaneer when he felt like he wasn't getting enough passes or they weren't throwing the ball downfield more?
I've used this stat so much. Rashad White touched the ball more than every player in the NFL that wasn't named Christian McCaffrey last year. Rashad White. You know what's even more entertaining about that stat? He didn't have 1,000 rushing yards. He was one of the top volume rushers in the league, and he wasn't even doing a ton with it. But Dave Canales, the play caller, just believed run. I used this example the other day. Dave Canales' first 3 plays as a play caller in the NFL. Dave Canales, what are you laughing at, Graham?
I'm sorry. I'm picturing Dave Canales right now as we're having this conversation. Just be like, running backs are like a boulder. And when that boulder starts to go downhill and pick up speed, it's just unstoppable. That's what we want our running. That's just what I'm imagining.
I don't even think it's that far-fetched. Dave Canales' first 3 play calls he made as a play caller in the NFL. He was an assistant for a better part of a decade, high school coach, all those things. When he was his first time being an offensive play caller last year in Tampa, his first 3 plays were runs up the middle. You work your whole life to get there. Run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle. You have a decision to make on 4th and 1. So what do you think he's going to do as his first time as a head coach? Run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the – just get ready for it and embrace it because you can be successful that way.
I mean, he did say he wanted people to fear the logo. Maybe when people see the Carolina Panthers under Dave Canales' offense, they'll think of just Panthers being fast, and he wants the running back room to be filled with fast players. And
maybe
I don't
even
sound like Dave Canales.
Well, I was going to say I don't even know if they're an abnormally fast group of running backs. I think there's just is an abnormal amount of them. Like I don't think a Chuba Hubbard is. He's not going to be the guy picking up 50, 60-yard touchdown runs. He's the guy that's going to pick up 7 more often than you'd hope. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That was football at 4. Right now, I want to tell you about my friends at, including Gordon Miller, over at Miller Lending. Check him out at millerlending.com. The timing of your mortgage is so important, right? When you're looking for a new house, when you're looking for a new mortgage, what are the rates? If you're like me, you may not even 100% understand what goes into the rates going up and down, right? I can tell you how somebody's yards per carry goes up and down. I can't tell you how their interest rates go up and down when I'm looking for a mortgage. But I do know one thing. If I get a high rate, I want to be willing and ready and flexible enough to take advantage of it when rates go down to lower my monthly payment. That's what Miller Lending can do for you, right? They have a no closing cost loan, which means you may be even able to benefit from lowering rates. If they lower in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, year, you can take advantage of lower rates without even digging into your pocket for closing costs and fees, right? Keep the money in your pocket, just get a lower monthly rate. That sounds pretty darn good, doesn't it? Go ahead and give them a call to check it out for yourself. See if they can do just that for you. 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. I said that at a really weird cadence, so I'll say it again. 919-447-3377. Every phone number has some rhythm to it, and I just threw it all off. You can also just go online. It's probably easier to do it this way. And check them out at millerlending.com. Just remember, millerlending.com. When we come back, it's time for the Cup check-in. Adam Gold earlier today, joined by the head coach, Rod Brindamore. You'll hear part of that conversation as a part of our Cup check-in coming up next.
Golf's second major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover the PGA Championship in Louisville, Kentucky.
And Brooks Koepka wins the PGA Championship.
Find out if Brooks Koepka can go back-to-back or if a new champion emerges. Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates. Coverage of the PGA Championship on 99.9 The Fan is teed up by Wilson Country Club, the premier private club of Eastern North Carolina.
Get ready. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale is coming to the State Fairgrounds May 17th through the 19th. The Car Scott building will be filled to the max with boats ready for immediate delivery featuring Suzuki outboards, shop center console, runabouts, deck boats, bass boats, pontoons, aluminum boats, and more, all under one roof. Boat Show only savings, discounts up to $8,000, factory rebates, and special financing on site. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale May 17th through 19th at the Car Scott building on the State Fairgrounds featuring Suzuki outboards, free admission, and parking.
The story of the nurse and the foot pain that nearly brought him down.
I feel like I'm giving people their lives back.
Robert lived to take care of his patients, but he couldn't do it unless he took care of his foot pain.
I have plantar fasciitis. It'll almost put you on your knees. That's how much it hurts.
His own recovery started when he got fitted for arch supports at the Good Feet store.
Now that I'm pain-free, I can make these people feel better.
Can't beat that. Stop by or schedule your free fitting at goodfeet.com. A story of first downs and second chances. Meet former pro football player Michael Robinson.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
And all those big league experts couldn't help?
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
Finally, he got fitted with Good Feet arch supports.
Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store is in Raleigh, Chapel Hill, Fayetteville, and other locations across North Carolina. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today, or just stop by the store nearest you.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I have more windows in my house than doors, but if I wanted to change out windows, how long does this whole thing take?
So, typical job, couple of days, 2-3 days, and that's complete. It's very unintrusive. A lot of these home improvement projects, it can take weeks or months. You can beautify your home. You can make it more energy efficient. You can make the windows that are a lot easier to use and clean, and you can do it quickly. It's 2 to 3 day job usually.
2 to 3 days. And how many different types of windows do you have?
Where do I begin?
We don't have that much time.
We got colors, options. These things are custom made to your specifications, sized perfectly to fit the openings.
Can you put a window where I don't have a window?
We do it all the time.
Unbelievable. Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, 800-672-4348 on Hamlin Road in Durham, aluminumcompany.com for windows, right?
Absolutely. And doors.
Bobby Joe absolutely hated her job.
Can't hate that job any more than I do.
So, time for one of those fancy tech schools?
No, I could never afford that. I'm going to Sharky's.
Sharky's?
Yeah, no better place to relax. Great food, cold beer, good whiskey, darts, billiards.
So now you love your job?
No, I still hate my job, but I loves me some Sharky's. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, everybody loves Sharky's. Sharky's Place, one of the best neighborhood bars in the world. 5800 Durley Road by the Shell Station.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The Canes tonight, Game 5, right here on 99.9 The Fan. Adam Gold will take you up to the game with a Storm Watch beginning at 6 o'clock right after this show. Reminder, everybody, we do it every single Canes game at 4:33. So just in, you can do the math on that. It's like 16 minutes or something like that. At 4:33, we'll open up the phone lines for first goal scorer predictions. The first 3 callers we have that predict a player and a period to have the Canes' first goal. So Aho in the first, for example. If you get it right, you get a signed Canes puck. We did have a winner on Saturday. So, Kuzi in the first. That's a bold pick.
Who would have thought?
Nailed it. We did have a winner on Saturday that made the prediction on Friday. So 4:33. Be ready. Have your dialing fingers ready to call in and participate in that one. Right now, though, it's time for the Cup check-in on 99.9 The Fan. Served up by the Dugout Tavern and Grill, Apex's premier sports bar, official member of the Canes Bar Network. Adam Gold was joined earlier by head coach Rod Brindamore, and this is what that sounded like.
I laughed, Rod, when you said after the game that this might have been your worst game that you played on Saturday night, just for what it does to the national media covering this series. Why did you think that?
Well, we gave up the most chances against. So that's pretty much we're going to create our offense. I think that's pretty obvious. We're getting chances, but we gave up way more than I would like to see, and way more almost like off the rush and things that maybe didn't generate a scoring chance, but certainly how we look at it. And so that's why I felt like that was not our best game. But it was good. I liked it. Trust me. I just think I've liked all the games. That one probably the least amount as far as what we gave them.
What was your best game? I think I know. I thought game 2 was your best game.
Yeah, game 2 was really solid. We created a ton, and we gave up about the same that we have in the other 3. But it was definitely we should have scored more.
So, given that you won the worst game that you played, should you try to play really poorly tonight?
Yeah, no, we're not trying to play poorly. It's and our guy. It's not like we played bad.
Right.
I guess we got missed of the. Like I think we played well in all the games. It's just, we have to continue to do that, and we listen. The guys gave it everything they had, and that's what has to happen. And we've done that every game, but obviously we're in no tomorrow mode here, and we got to leave it all out there.
The 3 goals you scored in the first period, to me, those were all kind of in some little different ways quintessential Hurricanes hockey. What you try to do, they were about pressure, forecheck, retrievals. Tony's great keep-in on the second goal kept that play alive. The hit by KK on Kuznetsov on Barclay Goodrow creates the turnover. To me, that was quintessential Hurricanes hockey.
Yeah, it was. I mean, those are goals that every teams are trying to do. I mean, it's just we were able to capitalize, so you can talk about them like that. Like we've had those in every game, it just they haven't gone in, or the chance went a different direction, and we don't even talk about it. But that's how you got to play the game. We played hard. We had opportunity to take a shot off the rush because they backed in. Well, you do it. If you don't, you play it behind. We change sides. We look for the slot. Like everything you practice, everything you preach, that's what we did, and we've been trying to do. It just obviously they know what we're trying to do too. So that's the game and within the game.
Also, you get contributions from players not named Aho, Gensel, and Svechnikov. That's got to be good.
Well, they did too in that game.
Right.
So we say it all the time. I mean, your top guys have to produce, and they did. But if you can get guys secondary scoring or however you want to call it, then that only boosts your chances.
For a guy like Kuznetsov, who was a healthy scratch in Game 2 in this series, and I'm guessing he will draw in tonight given the morning rushes. So how important was it to get him going early and get him feeling good?
Well, he's a key player. What he can do with the puck is special, and we need to find ways for him to get the puck because it's the other stuff that we sometimes worry about. Because he is such an offensive-minded player, he's always thinking about that. But when he's on and like I said, gets the puck on his stick, good things happen. So we need him. We need everyone to make some plays, and he made one the other night.
He tried the Andre at one point at full speed too. Were it not for a great play by Adam Fox, that might have worked.
Yeah, well, he's got all the talent in the world. And, and he's, like I said, he's constantly thinking of how to score goals and create goals.
All right. Have you made a decision on the goaltender yet?
Yeah, we have. Kind of keeping it a little bit quiet, just because I did that the other night and we ended up winning. So that's probably the only reason. Usually I don't care letting everybody know what's the difference. It's one or two guys. And, I don't think any team prepares any differently from one goalie to the next, but I think we'll have a little fun with it. We'll keep it a little secret.
So I didn't think you were superstitious.
Well, everybody is, I think, in some sort of way. I really try not to be because most of the time, I'd say 99% of the time, it was never work, right? So, but hey, we got a chance, so let's keep it going.
Once again, that was the Cup check-in on 99.9 The Fan, served up by the Dugout Tavern and Grill, Apex's premier sports bar and official member of the Canes Bar Network. Adam Gold joined by the head coach, Rod Brindamore. So they know who's going to be in goal. I'm thinking it's Freddie, but I hope it's Pyotr. I hope it's Pyotr Kochetkov. I said why earlier. You can go back and check that out on the podcast and all those sorts of things. We are about 10 minutes away from needing you, or actually I don't want to say we need, from you probably want to call in and give us your first goal score.
We hope you do.
That's you'll win if you get it right and you're one of the first three call-ins, you win a signed puck by one of your favorite Canes, which is pretty exciting. And then if you're not one of the first three callers, we still want to hear from you. You can tweet it at us at Donnelly Sports is probably the easiest way to get it to us, at Donnelly Sports. I'll be monitoring that throughout the show. Who scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period? If you get it right, bragging rights, unless you're one of the first three callers. Then if you get it right, you get a signed puck.
You're looking at me like you want me to give my prediction.
Not yet, but start thinking about it if you haven't already.
All right.
Right now, it's time to get to the podium. Podium, we do it every Monday. During the other seasons, other sports, it's handled differently. During the hockey postseason, 3 Canes over the last week, right? So going back to Monday at 4:30 of last week, who gets the bronze, who gets the silver, who gets the gold from Canes players? This was, I actually think, one of the easier setups.
Okay.
Sometimes it's brutal, right? And it only takes one really, really close race to make it brutal, right? Silver, bronze, how do you decide? Knocking someone off the podium, how do you decide? I think this time there were 3 players that played better than everyone. And guess what? They all had points in all 3 games. We'll start. That's an Easter egg. If you're doing math in your head right now, did he have a goal? Did he have assist? We'll start with bronze. Bronze goes to Brady Shea. Brady Shea had an assist in game 2. By the way, games 2, 3, and 4 are the ones that have taken place within this period, right? Because we only judge over the last week. He had an assist in game 2. He had an assist in game 3, and he had a game-winning goal on the power play in game 4. That's pretty darn good. The only reason I couldn't put him higher on the podium, the only reason I'm not like Brady Shea for gold, 2 reasons. One, because the 2 guys above him played really well. And the other reason being, I don't know if his actual defense has been as up to par since his buddy Pesci went out, right? And he's had to work with D'Angelo. They've had some shifting going on there. So it's hard for me to put a defenseman silver or gold if the defense part hasn't been up to their normal super high standards.
That's fair.
But still, he's also a defenseman that had points in 3 straight games, including a game winner. So he's on the podium. We weren't going to leave him off. It's why I think the bronze kind of was a nice settling point for Brady Shea.
I mean, when you score the first power play goal in 17 tries, I mean, my lord, you got to be given something. You can't just get a participation.
And hopefully that popped the lid off it, right? Hopefully now when the Canes get power plays moving forward, there's not that stigma attached to it.
The floodgates have been opened.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get to silver.
All right.
Jake Gensel.
Okay.
Let's hear from Jake on the confidence that a win in Game 4 does.
It's 2 good teams playing good hockey, and there's not much ice out there for them. And the goalies are playing really well. So, it gives us confidence to, we can get it done. Hopefully, we just got to keep this moving throughout each day and get recovery tomorrow and go back at it.
Confidence. It's not hurricanes and cons. Here's what Jake Gensel has done over the last 3 games. 2 goals in Game 2, 1 goal in Game 3, and an assist in Game 4. Playoff Jake Gensel is pretty special.
Yep.
He is a sniper. Sometimes I think he weighs like 160 pounds. Sometimes he gets hit and like his arms flail and he's off balance, but then somehow he comes out on the other side like still with possession of the puck, looking to shoot. And how did that happen? It's kind of strange, but it's hard to argue with the effectiveness. The guy has been a point producer the entire postseason, and in this series specifically, in this week specifically, he's averaged a goal per game, which is silver if I've ever heard silver.
Tim, I want to admit my baby was ugly. I feel sort of bad because during that first round series against the Islanders, man, was that fun. During Next Up, which Paul Ihander and I do every morning from 9 to 10 on the Fan, I feel kind of bad because I was calling out Jake Gensel a little bit. Or I was at least saying, where's this playoff Jake Gensel that we're all hearing?
I said it.
So far, he just has this empty net goal. Where's he at? And then this series, he has just shut me up, which historically – he has great series against the New York Rangers.
Yes,
so I don't know if he just hates the blue, red, and white and whatever it is.
Well, first of all, you're exactly right. And what I mean by that is I was saying the same thing. And it felt kind of icky. Yeah. Because you're like, okay, he has like 1 billion assists. Am I really going to get on this guy? And I'm like, no, yes, he was brought in to score goals. He's been doing that over the last week, which is how he ends up in silver. Playoff Jake Gensel is really gosh darn good. Gold, this one's not a surprise. Gold medal goes to Sebastian Aho. 3 assists in Game 2, an assist in Game 3, a goal in Game 4. More winning plays than that hidden, right, that don't show up in the stat sheet.
Face-offs win, hits.
The line that he plays on is just immediately the best line on the team. He raises the level of those around him. He sets up his teammates. Sebastian Aho is playing really, really darn good hockey for a player who's the best player on a team that's down 3-1.
Well, you even called it on Friday, so I got to give yourself some credit, Tim. You said that you expected an impact performance and a bounce-back performance from Sebastian Aho after he was giving his best Steph Curry impression when he was sitting on the bench chewing on his mouthpiece and just had a blank stare on his face. And he came out there, he scored. He got scored, didn't get an assist. 4 hits, but won 4 of his 5 faceoffs, 18 minutes total ice time. I mean, he looked good.
I saw this tweeted somewhere, and I apologize. I didn't write down who tweeted it out there. But Sebastian Aho is now one of 11 active players to record 10-plus points in 6 postseasons. And if I'm not mistaken, he's done it in 6 consecutive postseasons from the age of like 20 to 26. That's pretty special, right? That's somebody that even when he's not playing his best is still being productive. I don't think this week was the best we've seen from Sebastian Aho. But guess what? The guy came away with production, and he played a big part in a win when his team absolutely needed to have it. So, Sebastian Aho is the gold standard of the Canes right now, and he's playing like it.
Adam Gold says it all the time, especially on the Canes Corner podcast, which you can check out after every Hurricanes game. Angry Aho is the best Aho.
I agree. He's you ready for a movie reference? He's the guy with the goggles from Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Get angry out there. If you've seen the movie, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But it's I'm okay, fine. I'm watching an Outdoor Weekly.
It's a bold strategy, Con. Let's see if it pays off for him. That was me when they put Brady Shea out there on that power play unit, and it paid off.
Hey,
so.
I was going to say bold strategy.
As I'm doing the Jason Bateman.
Sometimes the long shots pay off the best.
As I'm doing the Jason Bateman holding my knee, if you're watching on YouTube.
Well, yeah, gosh. There's some good oral histories about that movie. Some like written long. I think it's on The Ringer. You can check it out. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are going to open up the phone lines in about 1 minute and 15 seconds here. And what you need to call in with is who you think is going to be the first goal scorer for the Canes and in what period you think they will score. So if this is 2006, you may guess Eric Stahl in the first. You may say Rod Brindamore in the second, right? Those are the predictions. Only you're doing it for tonight's game. If you get it right, and you're one of the first 3 callers, and you get it right, then you win a signed puck from one of your favorite Carolina Hurricanes. If you aren't one of the first 3 callers, you can still tweet us your guess at Donnelly Sports, DONNELLY SPORTS. It's my personal account. I'll be monitoring it throughout the show, and I'll give you your shout-out on air. That way, if you get it right, there's a receipt, and we can give you your props, your bragging rights. Graham is answering the phone. Hockey Guy, a.k.a. Big Hitta, on Twitter, tweeted at me and said, Slavin in the second. Slavin in the second from Twitter. If you get that one right, we'll give you your props. I'll give you mine quickly here. I'm going Sebastian Aho in the first. It's cliche. It's right down the middle. I just gave him my gold medal. I'm not acting like I'm breaking news here. I'm not acting like I am any kind of risk taker, right? Long shots pay off the best. This one probably won't. But I think he's angry, and I think he understands it's a tone-setting game. It's on the road. There's a lot of opportunity for him. Give me Aho in the first. Our first caller, which, by the way, the Heister Automotive Group hotline, I don't even know if I gave the number, 919-860-5326, 919-860-5326. Our first caller, Chris in Morrisville. Chris, are you there?
Hey, I am here.
All right, Chris, go ahead and give us the breakdown here. Who's going to score the first goal for the Canes, and in what period?
I'm going to go with Seth Jarvis in the first. He's been a little quiet the past couple of games. It's time for him to break out again like he was before. So Seth Jarvis in the first, probably on a power play.
All right. I very much hope you are right, because he needs to get going if the Canes are going to really make some noise here. And you're right, he has been quiet over the last 3 or 4 games. So appreciate the call, Chris. Sit on the line. Graham has to get some info from you to make sure that you can get the puck if you win. 919-860-5326. We need your first goal scorer predictions. Heister Automotive Group hotline. Next up, we have Casey in Fuquay Varina. Casey, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, brother.
All right, Casey, who's going to score the first goal for the Canes, and in what period? Give us your best guess.
Great minds think alike, right, Tim? So I had Aho in the first. I'm going to pivot a little bit. I'm going to go Spetch in the first.
Okay.
I will say Jarvis is hurt. I know they don't say it on the report, but Jarvis he's hurt, brother. He is not 100%. I don't think he has the one in the first. I did think it's Aho, but it's powering through with Spetch on a power forward move.
Hey, Spetch has been aggressive. I will give you that much. He has been aggressive. Appreciate the call. And sit on the line. Graham, let's get some info from you. We've guessed also that something's not right with Jarvis. Right, we have to be a little bit less definitive than the caller just was, because right, you don't want to get in the business of reporting something that hasn't been reported, or anyone misinterpreting what we say as fact. But it does seem right. We're just watching and guessing, just like the caller, like Seth Jarvis has something that's holding him back, which is not great for the Canes, because he is such a darn good player and can really change the entirety of the series. We waiting on the third caller, 919-860-5326. Graham's doing a lot back there. We may already have the caller on the line, and he just hasn't put it in our notes yet. He looks like one of those phone operators from like the 20s. Here, 1 second, 411 passing through. But we'll get the next caller on there when we can. But you can tweet it at us also if you want bragging rights on that side. At Donnelly Sports, right? You may not get the puck if you win, but you'll get the glory if you win. We'll be sure to shout you out. Graham is working really hard back there. All right, hold on. What do we got? Oh, we got Kathy and Carrie. There you go. Kathy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Kathy. Who's going to score the first goal for the Canes, and in what period?
I think it's going to be Turbo, and I think it's going to be in the second period. I think he's due on a power play goal.
Turbo in the second on the power play. If it's Turbo in the second, we'll give you the credit. But if it's on the power play, we'll give you even more bragging rights. All right?
All right, sounds good.
Sounds good. Sit on the line, and Graham has some info he needs to get from you to make sure you can win your signed puck, which, by the way, and Graham has the name. I'll go to him in a second. We had somebody predict Kuznetsov in the first on Saturday. He played like 8 minutes. He was a healthy scratch a few games before. We had a caller predict Kuznetsov in the first.
I can breathe. What'd I miss?
You just missed some of the picks. We have Martinuk in the first, coming in from Levi on Twitter. Graham, do you have the name of the caller that won on Saturday?
Yes. Let me just pull up the previous show document real quick.
Want to make sure we give credit on that one, because that's a heck of a pull.
That is. Must have listened to a little bit of Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle, before he called in. Was like, you know what? I'll go with it.
There you go.
That's what I would have done. Although, for some reason, tonight, I need to give you my pick. I'm going to go with Jesperi Kokaniemi.
Ooh.
Just first period, just because I feel like on that second goal when Stephen Nason played, he was the one that set that up with his physicality. And Adam Gold, even the Canes Corner podcast, was like, I'm going to give Jesper Kokiniemi credit for his goal. For setting it up.
The first?
Yes, first period.
Kokiniemi in the first for Graham. I think that would be a big moment of relief for Kokiniemi.
Yeah, our recent puck winner from Durham, Matthew
picked
Kuznetsov first period.
Kuzi in the first.
So shouts to you, Matthew, if you're listening again.
That's a good pull. Like I'm not even I'm not joking on that one. That is a good pull. I went Aho in the first. Actually, with Casey, the caller, who kind of hinted that he was thinking Aho in the first and then went to Svech. This is the first time we have not had Aho in the first as one of the picks by the potential puck winners, the 3 official contestants. Chris went Jarvis in the first. Casey went Svech. Kathy went Turbo in the second. So this is the first time I've seen that.
Also, shout out to my man Casey, Listen, Fuquay Arena for being so patient with me. There's so much going on behind the scenes. We were trying to get these
I
puck
said you
winners.
look like one of those 1920s
I was going straight offensive play court.
Let me put you through. 411. Let me put you through. Who are you calling? Let me put you through.
As a producer, you need 8 different hands. You basically need to be an octopus to do this job sometimes.
There you go. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's turn our attention to tonight. Canes Game 5. Let's turn our attention there. Game 4 was nice. The Canes have to turn the page. Let's turn the page also and look at Game 5 coming up next right here on The Drive.
It's bow time. Listen up, because we've got some big news to share. You might want to sit down for this. Bow Sauce is back at Bojangles. If you think you missed it, just imagine how our Supremes must have felt. Because there's no better sauce to pair with our crispy golden chicken Supremes. They're already boldly seasoned to perfection, but add Bow Sauce and you can taste a truly legendary combination that will make you want to yell, it's bow time. So don't wait, grab a Supreme and dip into some Bow Sauce. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing to satisfy your craving for flavor with a Bojangles Chicken Supremes dinner. Choose a 3-piece or 4-piece Supremes dinner. Get your choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea. And don't forget the sauce for dipping, because Bow Sauce is back. That's right, Bow Sauce is back. Hungry for flavor and value and love the Bow Sauce? Then it's bow time.
Picture this, the perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Grilling, better with Pepsi.
For a limited time, get 2 Pepsis for just $4 at Handy Hugo. So hurry in and enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi today. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a walk-off grand slam or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Electricity flows through everything. Our movement, our passion, our drive. Ford connected the performance of a sports car with the thrill of an EV to create a pony tuned for exhilaration, engineered to give you an extra jolt of adrenaline. Feel something electric. The 2024 Mustang Mach-E SUV. Test drive one today at your Carolina Ford dealer. Available at Ford EV certified dealers only.
QC Kinetics provided amazing pain relief for a former professional baseball player, and you have access to the same life-changing treatments as retired Braves pitcher Jose Alvarez.
I put a lot of stress and strain and work on my right arm, but my right elbow took most of the damage with 3 surgeries.
Arthritis developed, and the pain was unbearable.
It wasn't just pain when I was trying to play sports. It was anytime I was moving the right elbow. It was pretty excruciating at times.
That's when Jose discovered QC Kinetics and the regenerative treatments that help the body heal itself, restoring damaged tissue and providing relief with no surgery or downtime. Jose's message to the medical professionals at QC Kinetics?
My elbow is feeling outstanding. Where were you 10 years ago, for crying out loud?
QC Kinetics is right here. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 919-400-5473. That's
919-400-5473. QC Kinetics, 919-400-5473.
It's Window Nation's semi-annual sale, and it's a big deal. Right now, get 50% off all windows, along with no interest for 5 years. Plus, bonus savings when you schedule a consult today. If your windows leak, get foggy or hot, or you're paying high utility bills, that's a big deal. With Window Nation's semi-annual sale, you can replace your windows and save a big deal, too. Schedule a no-obligation in-home estimate. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
This hour of the drive brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to the Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we talk about Game 5 tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes, Jared Goff, I just want to give you a kudos. Adam Schefter reporting the Lions are signing Jared Goff, to a 4-year, $212 million contract extension that includes $170 million guaranteed. Jared Goff was once seen as 2 first-round picks worse than Matt Stafford. He was traded from the Rams to the Lions, and the Rams had to send 2 first-round picks with him. 4 years, $212 million, $170 guaranteed. We're looking at like $53 million a year for Jared Goff.
I mean, Jared Goff and Dan Campbell really is the perfect marriage in pro football outside of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And it also helps when you have a receiver like St. Brown, too.
Amon-Ra St. Brown signed for 4 years, $120 million earlier this offseason. Penei Sewell, their right tackle, signed for 4 years, $112 million earlier this offseason. The cap must be a lie. That is, let me do some quick math, which is always dangerous, $444 million over the next 4 years.
Millions.
Am I doing that right? I think I'm doing that right. 450. Shouldn't have done this. It's 44. It's 44.
I was going to say, you took
$444 million to 3 players over the next 4 years.
You took the risk of doing math on air, so I'm going to give you the credit because I do not have the guts in me.
They are spending
to try
over $100 million a year.
There's a reason I work in radio, folks.
On Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Penei Sewell. Now, those are good players, but they are only 3 players. And there's not an MVP candidate amongst them.
Yeah, but look how close they got to a Super Bowl this past year.
That's usually
just between those 3 players.
So you're paying top-of-the-market prices because they almost made it to the Super Bowl last year.
Okay, that's fair.
Wait till they lose in the wild card this year and then give them their contract extensions. That's a lot of scratch, a lot of jingle jangle in their pockets.
Speaking of guys you're going to need to pay in an offseason, some of the players on the Hurricanes roster.
Speaking of, Game 5 tonight, right? That offseason, you don't want it to be. You knock on wood, throw the salt over your shoulder if you're superstitious, grab your lucky rabbit's foot, whisper it 3 times into a mirror. You hope it's not, but that offseason might be here tomorrow.
You hope not.
You hope not. Could be. Got to prepare for it. The Canes expect a dogfight in Madison Square Garden. That's what I keep hearing. And it should be. It should be. Tonight should be a dogfight, metaphorically. Jordan Stahl and the expectations of the Canes.
Yeah, well, we've had high expectations for a long time, and, it hasn't really changed. So, we're playing obviously against a really good team, and we've let a couple slip away early in the series, and we're obviously we're bound with our lives here. So the expectation hasn't changed. We've always wanted the top, and we've got a big hole obviously in front of us. We have a capable team that we believe in, and we're going to find a way to win one tonight and go from there.
I almost don't like that the expectations haven't changed. They're smaller now. The expectations were grandiose at the beginning of the playoffs, beginning of the year. It was cup or bust. Now, have practice tomorrow. That's your goal. Your goal is that you have to travel tomorrow. Your goal is that you are still alive tomorrow. That makes sense to me. The Canes were by far the more desperate team in Game 4. You could tell.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Rangers didn't play well. I'm not saying they didn't have their run. Of course they did. But the Canes were more desperate.
Definitely came out with a lot more aggression, taking a lot more shooting chances early on in the game.
And that makes sense, right? Their backs were – the Rangers knew if we lose this one, we still got 3 more chances. And the Canes were the exact opposite, right? They had no more chances. I would expect the Rangers to be much more desperate to end the series tonight at home in MSG and avoid a situation where the Canes can win a game at home to force Game 7. So tonight, I don't think you're going to have that extremely desperate advantage or that extreme desperation advantage. I just don't see it. So you're going to have to beat them kind of straight up, right? It's not going to be a you jumped all over them because you were more terrified. You have to beat them straight up. Here's Jake Gensel on the Rangers pushing back.
I mean, it is what it is. You know, they're a good team. They're going to push back too. So, you know, we just had a belief that we can get it done. The crowd played a great job tonight in getting that done. So it's a fun building plan.
Look at what happened in the first round with the Canes. Played well, didn't play well, whatever it was, got up 3-0. Then what happened? The Islanders took one at home. Then what happened? Came back to Raleigh, and the Canes were businesslike in Game 5. They were like, we let one slip. We shouldn't have done it. That's how the Rangers are going to treat it. Now, I don't know if it's not apples to apples as far as how I believe the difference in quality of teams is. I think the Canes were way better than the Islanders. I don't think the Rangers are way better than the Canes. But they're still going to come in with a sense of, let's stop messing around, business trip, let's get it done. And it's going to be at home.
I think in that Game 5, going back to the previous series against the Islanders, there was a little bit of a feeling of the Hurricanes maybe tightened up a little bit. Mm-hmm. They were on their P's and Q's. And
you're going to get that version of the Rangers tonight.
Well, that's the thing I was getting ready to say is I don't even know if the Rangers need to tighten up. Yeah, they didn't play a good game in Game 4, and they still almost won. Like, that's just how dangerous of a team you're facing right now. That's how small the margin of error is right now for the Hurricanes going into Game 5 tonight.
The thing I liked about Game 4 for the Canes the best was that the play that just happened didn't seem to affect the next one. Meaning they were up 2-0, still feel like they were pushing for more. They tie it up, still feel like they were pushing for more. Power play, still felt like they were pushing for more. Penalty, like it was one speed the entire game. Whether they were playing clean or sloppy varied, but that's sports. It felt like, whatever just happened, they didn't have time to worry about it, right? There wasn't a lot of retrospective and thinking of, oh, man, I should have done this. Oh, man, I should have done that. It was just, what should you do moving forward?
Another cause of concern for Hurricanes listeners out there, New York's top dogs in this series so far, Panarin, Trocheck, Zibanejad, finally cooled off in Game 4. So you know they're getting ready to bring the heat tonight.
Very much so. Part of me thinks you're going to need to beat the Rangers. Like if players, and I've been on this train from the moment they went down 3-0. One game at a time, one shift at a time, one play at a time. If we allow our imaginations on the outside, fans, media, people that are not in that locker room, if we allow our imaginations to wander to what needs to happen in order for a 4-game comeback to take place, I think you need to, tonight, you need to get the best shot from the Rangers. You need them to play well. You need them to play at home. You need MSG to be chanting obscenities at you. You need them to give you their 104-mile-an-hour fastball, and you need to crank that thing to dead center, right? You need to take their best punch, and you need to win. And then it's 3-2. You're still trailing. You're still going to have the odds against you. Sports books are still going to have them favored. But then you have a mental advantage.
Yes.
If the Canes go out there and win this game, but Igor falls over and you get a cheapie and there's two horrendous calls that the refs give you, and it's one of those games that you win it, you don't give it back, but it's not really a domination. Trocheck, I don't know, comes down with the measles and can't play. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. If that happens, you're down 3-2, and I don't think you have the mental advantage, and I still think it's a very, very difficult road to hoe. Tonight, expect the best from the Rangers. Expect the top of the President's Trophy winning team to be waiting in their home arena for you. If you beat them tonight with their fastball, I think I'll entertain thinking about winning the series going into Game 6.
Let it almost be
like this game.
Let it be an element of forcing them to empty the tank because you just cannot get put away. You're being so feisty out there. And then even if you steal one tonight, yes, the series you're still trailing, but it gets a lot more interesting getting ready to come back to Raleigh for Game 6 on Thursday.
The Rangers aren't afraid yet. The Rangers are not afraid yet. You're up 3-1. You're playing at home. You dropped 1 on the road. So the team with one of the best records at home over the last few years beat you once in their home arena. They're not scared yet. You win tonight, they'll fear you. If you win tonight, they'll fear you. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I'm Tim Donnelly for Fox & Bailey Watch Shop. It is located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry Village District location. We were in the area, me and my family this weekend, so we stopped in, went into Bailey's Fine Jewelry, made a left, went through the Omega Boutique because that's one of my favorite places. Then we went all the way over to the other side, on the right side of the building, to the Fox & Bailey Watch Shop, and I did some of my best window shopping. I was looking at the Rolexes. I was looking at the Hamiltons. I was looking at the Norcanes. I was looking at the Nomoses. I was looking at them all. There was a Sky Dweller Rolex that I noticed. Just looking at it, right, caught my eye. That's a sharp-looking watch. I go look at some other watches. Sure enough, someone walked in and said, "Can I try on the Sky Dweller?" It's their statement pieces, right? They have the largest pre-owned and vintage selection of Rolexes in North Carolina. It's right there at Fox & Bailey, located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Village District location. And like I said, they're statement pieces. You walk in, you're wearing it, people notice. And they're impressed. I noticed this watch sitting there in the case. Next guy came in, noticed it right away as well. It's all happening at Fox & Bailey Watch Shop inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry in their Village District location. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it is time for the starting 5. A lot of Canes talk and a $2 million college basketball player. What is going on here? Stick around.
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs.
And he shot to score! It's the Birdman! Evgeny Kuznetsov gets Carolina off to a flying start.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck drop at 7.
Back for Shea. They score! On the power play! Brady Shea puts the Canes in the lead 4-3.
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
Oh, this North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee. And with new scratch-offs out, well...
Hey guys, I'm a new winner. My name's Steve. What's your name? I really love this coffee. Wow, this place is great. Glad I grabbed a new scratch-off. Okay, nice to meet you. Gonna get a massage. Ooh, I think I need to relax.
Told you.
This month's tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall to winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
A torn ACL, stress fracture, aching back, a hip that's had it, life on hold, and all you want is to get it back. Enter Wake Orthopedics. Our fellowship-trained orthopedists do it all. General, sports, pediatric, joint replacement, fractures, spine, prevention, advanced diagnostics, progressive treatments, minimally invasive procedures, surgeries, and more. Visit wakemed.org/wakeortho and get back your life.
You don't sit on your keister as the home team drives in the playoffs. So after the game, get off your keister and get to Heister to score a killer special. Right now at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington, get over $12,500 off a 2023 Dodge Charger or Challenger, up to $12,000 off the 23 Durango, or up to $13,000 off a 23 Grand Wagoneer. Rams, up to $10,007 off a 24 Ram 2500, or up to $12,600 off a 24 Ram 1500 Bighorn. Hurry in to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington.
Autoville Car Wash has been trusted for 55 years for high-quality service. We'll clean your car from the inside out. Now through June 2nd, buy 2 Super Poly Process Wash tickets at any Autoville for just $55.
People can tell when you Autoville.
Hey friends, Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. It is playoff time. NHL, NBA, and baseball is in full swing. FanDuel is your place to bet on every game. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you bet your first $5. Just visit FanDuel.com/Paul. Paul with a capital P, and sign up. Then you can bet on everything from slap shots to slam dunks to home runs, all on an app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. So get started today. $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, when you place your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul, P-A-U-L, and get started. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
What companies would you want to work for? Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks which companies are a force for good. Companies like Bank of America, which just earned the prestigious Just Capital 2024 seal. Bank of America is ranked #1 in the banking industry and #1 for their ongoing commitment to workers, offering best-in-class benefits, including a minimum wage of $25 an hour by 2025. Visit justcapital.com to learn how a just business is a better business.
Furnished by Just Capital.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
He scores! What a comeback!
Visit GotBryan.com. That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WREL meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. A couple of spotty showers possible this evening, and then scattered showers return overnight tonight. We'll get down into the low 60s tonight. Plan for scattered showers and storms on and off throughout the day on Tuesday. It will be breezy and a little cooler with a high of 72.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. The Dow Jones closes the day down 81 points at 39,431. Market update brought to you by Habitat for Humanity Restore, now selling brand new solid wood custom cabinets. Learn more at trianglerestores.org. This hour of the drive brought to you by the Body Armor State Games, coming to Charlotte this June, North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting 5.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. The starting 5 served up by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Visit GotBryan.com. That's GotBryan.com. It is 5 o'clock. Before we jump into the starting 5, tonight you can hear the game right here on 99.9 The Fan. I just want to make sure everybody is aware of that. Mike, Tripp, and the squad will be broadcasting right here on 99.9 The Fan for a hockey night in Carolina. The game, puck drop, 7 o'clock, from 6 to 7 immediately following this show. So in about an hour, we'll pass things off to Adam Gold, and he'll take you through Storm Watch right up to the game. Missing anything, Graham?
Canes Corner Podcast.
Canes
live
Corner
on the
Podcast.
Fans YouTube after the game, no matter the result.
Check it out.
We'll either be celebrating and rejoicing, or we'll be drowning in sorrows together.
Free
I'm not going to say that.
conversations.
No. We're going to be celebrating tonight, all right?
You don't want to put that bad juju out into the
No,
universe?
absolutely not.
All right, let's get to the starting five. Starting with number 5. Let's talk about the good juju. Let's talk about Game 4. Canes get the win over the weekend. Needless to say, because it was an elimination game, it was a must-win game. They jumped early, right? How would Rod Brindamore measure the Game 4 win on Saturday? Luckily enough, we have that audio from Rod Brindamore himself right here.
Well, that's what we have to do. Look, probably make too big a deal of it, right? Like, keep saying it again, we got to just figure out how to be better than tonight. I mean, we can't give up those opportunities and expect to win. It's certainly not 3 more. Like we have to lock it down a lot better than we did tonight. We won't win. So we got to be better, but we still have a lot of belief in that room. Like that's the thing that never has changed, and you have to have that.
I'm starting to catch on to Rod Brindamore, the playoff post-game presser.
Okay.
Whatever the score says, it's not how it actually happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right? They lose a game. He's like, we actually played pretty well. Did a lot of good things. Got a lot of good chances. Got a lot of quality looks.
They win a game.
You win the game. He's like, if we play like that, we're never going to win. Definitely not 3 of them. We got to lock it down. I'm going like the scoreboard is just the worst measure of how Rod Brindamore thinks his team played.
I appreciate Corey Lavalette, our good friend from the North State Journal, in the post-game presser the other night, the way he phrased his question of, Rod, would you rather establish the 3-1 lead and win that way or blow the 3-1, or I shouldn't say blow, give up the 3-1 lead and score on the power play to win it? And he was like, I don't care.
Yeah. A win is a win.
At this point in the season,
a win is a win.
At this point in the season, as Rod Brindamore put it, a dub's a dub.
I don't care if we have to headbutt it into the net. A win is a win. I think the Canes played better is such a weird word, okay? I don't know if they played better in Game 4 than they did in one of the earlier games that they lost. I think they played with a higher degree of urgency.
Yes.
I think they were more aggressive. I think they took a few more chances. And in a lot of ways, they paid off.
I don't even know desperation is the right word to use.
Oh, they were desperate. I actually, I've talked about this. The word desperate just needs a better publicist. When coaches say, like, we were desperate, that should be a compliment, right? It's no different than saying we had a high level of urgency, or we were focused and tunnel vision.
We understood the assignment.
To me, desperate is not a negative, right? If you're down 3-0 and you're not playing desperate, something is wrong, right? There's motivational speakers out there, right? You need to win, like you need to breathe, right? You need to go under the water, hold your breath, and say, if I come up, I lose, and be willing to stay down.
Like a fish needs water. Yeah.
That's what you need. The Canes had that in Game 4. I don't know if they played better or worse. It just felt like there was no way they were coming off that ice unless they won the game. That's what you need to mimic. Don't mimic the, soft goal you gave up. Don't mimic the multiple breakouts that the Rangers had. Don't mimic all of the posts that the Rangers hit, for darn sure. Mimic the fact that there was a belief level that team was not coming off the ice without a win.
Mimic the outstanding penalty kill you had in the third period. Mimic
the penalty kill.
Obviously, you want more power plays, and you want to score more on the power play, but if you're going to score once on two tries, I'll take it.
Yeah, you want to get 50% power play? I'll take it every time if you're letting me choose. That's number 5. Don't worry, there'll be more Canes coming up, but first, let's get to number 4.
We are the 4 horsemen. Woo!
Great Osobor, who was measured as the top available player in the transfer portal according to some of the college basketball portal ranking systems, has committed to Washington, like UW, right? The Huskies. George Langberg of GSL Sports, that's GSL Sports Group, who is a NIL agency. They handle some NIL agents for college athletes, told the ESPN that he committed. Osobor will be the highest paid known player in college basketball with $2 million of NIL deals already in place with the commitment to Washington. Now, we have to say known because there's a decent chance that, right, it's not like we don't see their tax returns, right? We don't know how much players are making. There's a decent chance someone out there has made more. But this one is confirmed by the agent, $2 million of NIL deals already in place. We are officially to the point. First of all, it's absurd. I'm just going to let that sink in. There was a college basketball player playing for Washington. I mean, this isn't, no offense to Washington. It's not Duke or UNC. It's not Kentucky. It's not Arizona or Kansas, right? It's not one of the traditional blue bloods. Playing for Washington, making $2 million a year.
I mean, look, if you can get him there for that price, more power to you, and shout out to your boosters.
Here's what Coleman Hawkins, big man from Illinois, who I guess is he's in the portal also. His tweet, he retweeted the news and simply said, "Highest paid, huh? ? LOL." Now there's a market.
Yeah, name your price.
Now there's a market. Now there's, that's what a big is going for in the transfer portal. I'm now the best big that he's moved on. We just talked about it earlier. Jared Goff just signed for $53 million a year on a 4-year deal with the Lions. Do you know why Jared Goff got $53 million a year? Because he saw what Lamar was making, what Cousins was making, what Mahomes and Allen and Herbert and Burrow were making, and that set a market. We're getting to the point where college basketball has a market where a big on the open market is worth multiple millions of dollars. And I'll throw this out there. I'm pretty sure $2 million is more than the league minimum in the NBA. We now have college basketball players making more than NBA players.
No wonder R.J. Davis doesn't want to leave.
Let alone going overseas. These are big money. And by the way, I'm not advocating against it. I'm just flabbergasted by it.
Speaking of Carolina and basketball, I wonder who's going to be the big Rams Club donor that's going to sign the check for Hubert Davis to get a big guy to come to Chapel Hill this season.
Someone signing $2 million a year?
You could even say the same thing for NC State with Kevin Keats, who's going to be from the Wolfpack Club signing that big check.
If I'm UNC, Mr. Jordan, can I speak to Mr. Jordan?
There you go.
Please, Mr. Jordan. What do you need from us? Please. We'll do anything. I mean, $2 million a year. Whew. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3.
1, 2, 3.
The NFL is not playing around with their schedule. We're going to get more of the schedule released today, tomorrow. Wednesday morning is when it really picks up. Wednesday night, we will get the entirety of the schedule. Wednesday morning, we'll hear who the Panthers are playing in Munich. We know that the Panthers are hosting a game in Germany. We'll find out who and when and all those sorts of things. But the NFL did announce their season opening game. Chiefs-Ravens.
Boy, that's a doozy.
The NFL is not playing around. They said, "Oh, you're enjoying the NHL postseason? Is that fun? Oh, the NBA, cool. And Anthony Edwards, he's such a Jokic. They're such big stars. Yeah, you want to see a spectacle? We're throwing Lamar and Mahomes in the same game on a Thursday. Who wants to see us?"
With Taylor Swift in attendance.
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Can't forget about that element.
It's the rematch of the AFC Championship game. Which, that game, Travis Kelce had 11 catches for 100-plus yards and a touchdown. That game and the previous game in the divisional round was really when Travis Kelce turned back the clock. People forget he was looking a little old there at the end of the regular season. He hit the postseason. Suddenly he's ready for this? Feeling 22? And any Taylor Swifties out there? Nope. If Taylor Swift is at that first game, I mean, it's going to have – the NFL is such a flex, right? The television ratings and everything, they don't even make sense. It's something like 80 of the top 100 watched television broadcasts of the year were NFL football games, with number 1 being the Super Bowl, obviously.
They're the needle mover for pro sports.
The first game of the year will have the biggest story of the offseason, Travis Kelce, the best player in the game, Patrick Mahomes, maybe the most exciting player in the game, Lamar Jackson, The two best teams in the AFC from a season ago. It's going to be in a great atmosphere. I believe it's going to be in Kansas City.
Yep.
I've watched games there. It gets loud.
This will also be Kansas City's third time in the first NFL opening night game in the past 5 years.
Traditionally, it's the Super Bowl champion, so they're going for the three-peat. There's a lot going on here. This, to me, is the NFL looking at their media rights members, right? They're looking at Netflix. They're looking at Amazon. They're looking at CBS, Fox. They're looking at ESPN. They're looking at everybody and saying, you want to see what we can do? You want to see what numbers we can pull? You need to decide how many billions of dollars you want to give us for random Thursday night games? Watch what we can do on a Thursday night. Then later in the year, there's going to be a Thursday night game, and it's going to be like Panthers-Falcons, and it's going to be a horrendous game. And the media members are going to go, we paid billions of dollars for this, and we're all going to watch that game too.
Tim, the only question – yeah, we will. At the Carolina Ale House, probably like we did last year. Tim, the only question I have for you is, do you think the Ravens are going to abandon the run game in the second half like they did in the playoff
AFC Championship game? That is one of the weirdest games I remember. I mean, I could go back to my pregame for that game. The Chiefs were 28th against the run. The Panthers had one running back.
Ravens.
So what did I say, Panthers?
Well,
Panthers were not in the AFC
man.
Championship game. The Ravens, the running back with the most carries, had 3 carries against a terrible run defense, as if you were hurrying to get the ball back to Patrick Mahomes.
Lamar Jackson looked like me when I play as the Ravens in Madden, just like scrambling out of the pocket in a play-action pass
and
just chucking it downfield and saying, Odell, get down there. And then somebody get open.
And then on top of that, Zay Flowers had a chance to score and maybe win the game, was diving towards the end zone, and L'Jarius Sneed poked the ball out with about 18 inches before the goal line.
Yep.
So yeah, let's take all that storytelling, all that narrative, all those storylines, throw them in the first game of the NFL. You know, what's the saying? The devil works hard. Roger Goodell, harder. That's number 3. Let's get to number 2. Speaking of the Panthers, minicamp reaction. They had rookie minicamp ended last week. It was whatever it was, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think. Now I'm getting confused with the Canes. Panthers, I was calling the Ravens the Panthers. I'm calling the Panthers the Canes. I'm all over the place. The Panthers minicamp I thought was really interesting for this reason. 30 guys. They had 30 guys at their rookie minicamp. Usually, what do you want to do? You want to be able to run 11 on 11 occasionally, right? You want to be able to have guys out there. You want to be able to go full offense, full defense, even in walkthroughs. 30 guys, you can't really do that.
I think I heard during Dave Canales' latest presser that they didn't even have time to really run through kickoff and special team plays.
Well, how would you, right? If you figure 2 of the 30 are quarterbacks, right? A couple of them are big old offensive line that are not going to be running down on kickoff. You're down to like 24, 20, 23 guys. You just don't have it, right?
It's all-time drills, too, that you're running through.
Yeah, because right, if you run a kickoff against a kick return, if you want to have any kind of efficiency of your practice, you can't have them like run down there and then sprint back and do it again and sprint back and do it again.
Yeah.
You need to have like 2 or 3 rotations through. It's funny, and here's why. I'm not even necessarily saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying 30 is just a small number. Canales was asked about Coker, their undrafted free agent wide receiver. And he didn't just go, he's a young guy. We're excited to get him in here and see what he can do. No, he said, hey, top of the route, he gets separation with his quickness. He has great, I don't have the full quote in front of me. He went into a full scouting report of one of their 18 undrafted free agents. They brought in just 4 tryout guys. The way rookie minicamp usually works is you have your drafted rookies, you have your undrafted free agents that you've already signed, and then you have a boatload of tryout guys that are probably only there for the weekend. You might sign 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The Panthers brought in 4 tryout guys and signed none of them. They knew everything about every one of their 18 undrafted free agents, and they had in-depth scouting reports that the head coach knew. They knew everything about every drafted rookie. The Panthers are trusting their evaluations. They are trusting what they learned on tape. They are trusting what they learned in their scouting process. They are trusting what their scouts and GM have brought in and saying, these are our guys. We don't need to cast a wide net. If we brought them in, they're here for a reason. We're going to work with them, and we're not going to distract ourselves working with a bunch of guys that we know won't be joining us because we trust our evaluations.
Jack Plummer, Louisville quarterback on the Panthers roster.
Undrafted free agent.
Undrafted free
part
agent.
of the rookie minicamps.
Talked really about how he was impressed, how he was able to just go to a line of scrimmage and speak with confidence, calling out plays, and then also hinted that they wouldn't be against having their ears to the ground to sign a veteran quarterback just to add some leadership in that quarterback room.
Jack Plummer, depending on who you ask, had a rough accuracy minicamp. Did impress, like you said, with his brain. Again, depending on who you ask, shades of gray in that evaluation. I would not be surprised if they bring in another veteran, a third quarterback. Somebody that maybe has worked with Dave Canales in the past.
Yep.
Somebody that's been a backup either in Tampa or Seattle. I would also throw this out there. Jatavian Sanders, glowing reviews.
Yes.
Tight end, 4th rounder. Apparently was organizing study sessions, getting everybody down in the hotel conference room of where the players were staying. Said he wants to be the next Greg Olsen. I mean, make it happen, but that's someone you want to be mimicking if you are a tight end for the Carolina Panthers.
Dan and Dave. It's all about them players that got them dogs in them.
Dan and Dave, Dungeons and Duo.
Sounds like a dog to me.
Got the dog. That's number 2. Let's get to number 1.
The one!
That might be the best way to put it. The Canes need to play with that dog in them.
I don't know if I'd go out there and bark at Vincent Trocheck on the ice, but
not like you, not like a hound. Like you need to bark like one of the dogs that scare me at the dog park. You know what I mean? Oh. That's what you need to bark like. Rod Brindamore emphasized you can't win 4 games in one night, talking about their Game 4 victory.
There's another game. Like, what are you going to do? You know, can't win 4 games tonight. You can't even think about it, but you can just go do your job, you know, and we've been doing a pretty good job of it. I haven't been at all disappointed in how we've played. Can we be sharper in certain areas? Yes, but, you know, what are you going to do? And our guys have been through this enough, and we got great leadership in there to just keep focused on, you know, the game. We'll have to tonight you feel good about it, and then we have to get back out here tomorrow, and we're going to have to repeat.
That's what tonight is about. Tonight is about turning the page. Tonight is about turning the page. You can't, losses, everybody says it, right? You got to flush it, got to move on. Watch the film, learn from it, move on. Everybody says it about losses. It is probably more true for wins. You can't let wins beat you in your next game. You can't go, all right, we're back. You're not back. You're still down 3-1. And if you listen to Rod Brindamore about it, maybe it wasn't the best win of your season in Game 4. Maybe he didn't play that well. He basically said if you play that well moving forward, you won't win again.
I think he even told Adam Gold during his interview for the Canes Insider or Canes Cup check-in with our Canes Insider Adam Gold that he thought it was their worst game they had played so far in the series.
He disagrees with scoreboards. He doesn't think scoreboards are the best way to judge, because he was saying earlier in the series, we actually played pretty well, just didn't convert our chances. Tonight is like
gut check time.
Yeah, if you go back into the 90s, this would have been a game where you'd be talking about like we're going to war, going to battle. Now those metaphors have gone away because comparing anything in sports to war or battle is inappropriate, and I agree with that. But this is one of those games where you are going into your opponent's arena, and it is going to feel like you against the world, and you are going to have to enjoy that.
You're going to have to embrace it.
You're going to have to embrace it. Any athlete will tell you, sometimes the most satisfying wins come on the road, right? I've told this story. I don't know if I've told this story here. When I was in college, there was a transfer quarterback we had that came from Penn State. His name was Pat Devlin, played in the NFL for, 4 or 5 years, quarterback. And at Penn State, he was a backup, which is why he transferred. But whatever injuries happened, he ended up executing a game-winning drive against Ohio State. Or it might not have been a game-winning drive, but it was a fourth-quarter drive against Ohio State in the Horseshoe. So we're talking about like 110, 120,000 people.
Yeah.
And he's the road quarterback. He's so loud, couldn't hear. And he scored a touchdown on a quarterback sneak. And the way he told the story, and who knows how much of it was kind of, him hyping it up, but he said laying on his back in the end zone, he knew he had scored a touchdown. There was a moment where he was wondering, like, did I just burst my eardrums? Because 100,000 people just went dead silent because the opposing team just scored. He goes, and then all of a sudden you hear you can, for the first time, hear your own teammates cheering. And you're like, what is that? Like, it's like, it almost feels like you're in like a scary movie, and it's right. You can suddenly hear again. And then all of a sudden boos and all that kind of stuff kicks in. But like, do that to MSG, right? Score the goal that puts you up 3, and then listen to MSG go.
How beautiful would it be if the Hurricanes could replicate what they did in the first 6.5 minutes in Game 4 tonight in Game 5, especially if it's Jesperi Kotkaniemi that scores first. Sorry to Chris, Casey, and Kathy, who tried to predict the first goal score. But I mean, I'm not picky. It could be any of them. I don't care who scores. To set the tone early in a game like this would be great. Now you just got to hold on to it because, again, it seems like the Hurricanes tend to struggle with closing the door. That cannot happen tonight. If you go up 2-0 early like they did in Game 4, it's got to be pedal to the metal, foot on their throats. Just, I'm trying to think of a movie analogy. I can't think of one at the moment. Tim's better at this than I am. But it's got to be know your role. Know your role and take advantage.
I mean, if we're looking for a movie, anytime you go into an opponent's arena, especially one like MSG, it feels like 300, right? It feels like you're going up against 30,000 Persians, and you're one of the 300 Spartans, and the only people you can trust are the people wearing your jersey, right? The only people you can trust are the people with canes diagonally across their chest. So treat it that way. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I want to tell you about my partners over at Capital Financial Advisory Group, and obviously that includes Coach Pete. Do you know how much your account is spending on commissions each year? Your retirement account that you have earmarked to support you in retirement, do you know how much is coming out of that for commissions each year? How about the amount of risk you're taking? Or how many fees you're paying? If you don't know all of those answers, it's time to sit down and see for yourself how these financial termites can wreak havoc on your financial plan. Coach Pete knows how to exterminate each of them and get you through retirement worry-free. Sometimes it is that simple, right? You need to sit down with someone who knows what they are looking at that can say, did you know you're spending this much in fees? Did you know this much is coming out in commission? If you knew it and you're comfortable with it, cool, right? That's what a double check, a second opinion is for. If you see it, you're cool with it, no harm, no foul. However, if it's a number that's way bigger than you thought, I'm paying that much out of my retirement account, they can go ahead and do something about it. It's all happening at Capital Financial Advisory Group. Coach Pete and his well-trained staff with years and years and years of experience can help you out. Get your very own total and customized retirement plan, or have them look over yours that you already have set up that you think is good, but you just want to double check. We know the impact of great coaching and what it can have in sports, and that holds true in the financial arena as well. You want to make sure you are working with someone you trust who can help explain your situation and the solutions that will benefit you. Give them a call, 800-691-3215. That's 800-691-3215. Make sure they know we sent you. Or you can go ahead and just text my name, Tim, to 600-700. Again, that is Tim, T-I-M, to 600-700. It is about time for the numbers game. Transitioning here to We Need Contestants. The prize for today is a $50 gift card to Sports and Social Carry, located in the Fenton Shopping Center. If you want to win the $50, if you want to win the numbers game, the $50 gift card. If you want to win the numbers game, call in right now. We need 2 contestants. 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Numbers game coming up next.
You're always close to the Canes with 99.9 The Fan.
Back for Shea. They score! On the power play! Brady Shea puts the Canes in the lead 4-3.
Count on us to bring you every Canes game night and the the latest Canes news from insider Adam Gold. Your official home for the Carolina Hurricanes. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Get ready. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale is coming to the State Fairgrounds May 17th through the 19th. The Car Scott building will be filled to the max with boats ready for immediate delivery featuring Suzuki outboards, shop center console, runabouts, deck boats, bass boats, pontoons, aluminum boats, and more, all under one roof. Boat Show only savings, discounts up to $8,000, factory rebates, and special financing on site. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale May 17th through 19th at the Car Scott building on the State Fairgrounds featuring Suzuki outboards, free admission, and parking.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here from my friends at Buffalo Brothers. We're close to crowning a champion in hockey. When I'm not calling playoff games around the country, the first thing I do when I'm back in the Triangle is head to Buffalo Brothers, the best wings on the planet, and a great place to watch all the big games. Visit all 5 Triangle locations for great specials, like half-price appetizers, Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6, and $6 Jamesons on Sunday. Dine in, carry out, buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
This is the absolute worst time of the year to be dealing with joint pain. You can't do the outdoor things you love to do. Hiking, jogging, biking, going to the beach. You name it, it can't be done. Don't go through the summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to your achy joints like your knees, hips, back, and shoulder. QC's regenerative medicine protocols can restore and repair that damaged tissue with no surgery, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime. This is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call. QC medical professionals are under the direction of Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, who is an orthopedic surgeon who became a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. He knew there had to be a better way. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Revolutionary treatments for joint pain are here. Call 919-400-5473 with locations in Cary, Clayton, Raleigh, and Wake Forest. 919-400-5473.
Soundstation and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Soundstation and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Soundstation and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Soundstation and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
Looking for the best deals in golf? Then don't miss Global Golf in Raleigh for their 3rd annual anniversary sale. This week, receive an additional 20% off your entire order. Plus, check out the latest apparel, shoes, bags, and more. Ready to upgrade your bag? Trade in any of your current clubs and pick from Carolina's largest selection of pre-owned golf clubs. So swing by Global Golf, located in North Raleigh at 7320 ACC Boulevard for the 3rd annual anniversary sale. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Alice Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. When people come over to the showroom, they see all of these great doors. I'm not saying that this is what you guys specialize in. You specialize in everything, but let's talk some doors.
The doors are a great way to beautify your home. And when you come into the showroom, one of the first things I ask you to do is to open and close the door. It's a big difference. So with the doors, you pick out the hardware, you pick out the colors, you pick out the style. They come in fiberglass, they come in steel. We got multiple glass options. It's a great way to improve your home. It's easy to do. It's affordable. And these doors, a lot of times you go in and out the door 10, 20 times a day. You might open the windows 10 times a year.
Though that is true. By the way, I'm not sure I've ever walked through my front door.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, we use the back door.
The back door is side door. We do those also.
All right. That's Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. 800-672-4348 on Hamlin Road in Durham. AluminumCompany.com. Check them out if you need a door.
It is time to play the numbers game here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. We have a $50 gift card to Sports and Social Cary, located in the Fenton Shopping Center, on the line for today. On the phone lines, getting ready to compete, we have Ted in Apex and Tom in Wendell. We'll start with Ted. As always, we have to start by asking a question, pick our favorite answer, see which one gets to go first. Ted, the question is, what was the highlight of your sports weekend? What was the best thing of the past 2 days, 3 days, but it has to be sports related?
That's easy. It had to be the Canes Saturday. No question.
It's going to be hard to beat.
Can't beat that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, you're right.
Ted in Apex, appreciate it. Sit on the line. We'll see if it holds up. Tom and Wendell. It's a tough one to beat. What was the highlight of your sports weekend?
Yeah, that would be that. I got to top that.
You got to try.
Let's see. I would say Rory McIlroy's comeback victory yesterday in the golf tournament.
It's a valiant effort, I have to be honest. It was at Quail Hollow in the state of North Carolina. Rory went nuclear on the Sunday round. Unfortunately, I'm going to go Canes, but great effort, Tom. I'm impressed by your stick-to-itiveness.
As soon as I heard Tom bring up golf for his answer, I was like, "Yep." I was like, "He's got it."
In my golf pool, I might pick Rory this week just because of how well he looked last week. Anyway, Ted and Apex, you get to go first. Although it's closer than I thought it was going to be. Ted, are you there?
I am.
All right. The way this works, I'm going to give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. You have to pick a category, though. The categories are NFL 2013 NFL Draft, all players from the 2013 draft. NFL H, all players' last name starts with H. NBA current players only, or NHL Canes and Whalers only.
Let's go NBA current players only.
All right. NBA current players only. You heard me say it. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. You have one pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
I'm good.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Darius Garland, Cleveland Cavaliers.
30.
Incorrect. Dante DiVincenzo, New York Knicks.
20.
Incorrect. Darius Garland, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Pass.
Obi Toppin, Indiana Pacers.
50.
Incorrect. Dante DiVincenzo, New York Knicks.
11.
Incorrect. Darius Garland, Cleveland Cavaliers.
20.
Incorrect. Obi Toppin, Indiana Pacers.
15.
Incorrect. Dante DiVincenzo, New York Knicks.
8.
Incorrect. You were getting closer. You were moving in the right direction. Garland with the Cavs says here he wears number 10. DiVincenzo with the Knicks, he's a 0. That's a new trend. All the zeros. A lot of them in the NFL too.
And I won on a tie before, so I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah, and for those playing at home, Obi Toppin, who had the between the legs dunk in game the other day, number 1. He wore number 1. You said you won on a tie before, so there's obviously still that opportunity. If we have double offers to start the week, it wouldn't be awesome, but it would mean a win for you.
Kyle won it last time.
All right, maybe it's you then. We'll go ahead and check on Tom and Wendell. Tom, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, you need to get 1 to win. Go ahead and pick your category. NFL 2013 NFL Draft members, NFL H, players whose last name starts with H, and NHL Canes and Whalers only.
Let's go NFL players ends in H.
All right, all these players' last name starts with H. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. There will be 30 seconds on the clock. You have one pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
No.
All right, your time will start when you hear the horn. Sam Howell, Washington Commanders.
Number 10.
Incorrect. Torrey Holt, St. Louis Rams.
80.
Incorrect. Sam Howell, Washington Commanders.
12.
Incorrect. Torrey Holt, St. Louis Rams.
11.
Incorrect. Sam Howell, Washington Commanders.
5.
Incorrect. Torrey Holt, St. Louis Rams. Oh!
80.
Somehow Ted did it again. He put the hex on you. Sam Howell with Washington wore number 14. Torrey Holt with the Rams actually wore 2 numbers, 88 and more famously 81. So there you go. Those are the answers. You didn't get them. Unfortunately, it's not enough for the win, but hopefully you had some fun playing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, Tom. Appreciate it. Let's bring Ted and Apex up. Ted, how do you do it?
I don't know, but I'm 2-0 when I've not gotten any right, so I'm going to stick with it. I thought maybe I needed a new game to play, but maybe I'm better at this than I thought.
The game is just first of all, you have to give a good answer on the first question to go first.
That's the key.
And then just stink, and somehow you get the win. So
that's right.
Congratulations, $50 gift card to Sports and Social in the Fenton Shopping Center. Sit on the line, and Graham will make sure you get your prize.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Have a good day to you as well. Double offer. That's what we're doing here, people. Double offer on a Monday. Not great. Not great at all, especially when we have multiple people going double over, because that means, right, it's just disappointing. Still, I'm going to go ahead and let you know what's going on here when it comes to my partners over at Window Nation. Window Nation, free, no obligation quote right now, right? It is a great time to call up Window Nation because it's their semi-annual sale. 50% off all window styles plus 0% interest for 5 years and an additional bonus if you schedule an appointment this week. That is this week. You just have to call or go to their online site, schedule your appointment, and you'll get an additional bonus on top of 50% off all window styles and 0 interest for 5 years, not 50. I was reading the next point here on my notes. 50-point inspection on every window before it leaves the factory. 20%, 20-point, not percent. We'll get through it together. 20-point installation inspection on every window. All that just basically to say they cover their tracks. They know what they're doing. Their staff is experienced. They have years and years, in many cases, decades of installing windows. And they have built-in mechanisms like 50-point inspections and 20-point installation inspections to make sure nothing gets missed. Proven quality and service. It's no wonder thousands of homeowners have trusted Window Nation for their homes, and you can as well. The number to call, 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. Or you can go online to windownation.com. If you do either of those this week to schedule your free no-obligation consultation, you'll get the semi-annual sale, 50% off all styles of windows, 0% interest for 5 years. But again, if you do it this week, an additional bonus discount for booking your appointment this week. Make sure you make it happen. Make sure they know you heard about it right here on 99.9 The Fan. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I believe we're going to get Dennis on the line because even though he didn't love his draft last time, he won. So we're going to have to give him some guff about that and pick our players, so stick around.
This is Gordon Miller, founder of Miller Lending in Cary, with 2 exciting announcements. Back in 1950, my father and uncle moved to Detroit and opened Miller Brothers Realty, a business they ran for the next 50 years. Fast forward to 1996, and I moved my family to Raleigh and opened D&J Mortgage, a company I'd named after my children. And today I'm happy to announce my sons Daniel and Justin will be leading Miller Lending as we head towards 100 years in real estate and lending, all the while following the one basic principle I learned growing up in that environment. Always treat your customer as you'd want to be treated yourself. Now, while Miller Lending has long been associated with our popular no closing cost program, I'm also excited to announce the opening of our purchase money division with a strong emphasis toward helping first-time homebuyers navigate the mortgage process. So whether you're buying a new home or simply refinancing the home you're in, call Miller Lending and experience the benefit of working with a locally owned family business. In Cary, 919-447-3377, or simply apply online at millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, the people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Wow! Check out these new deals at John Heister Chevrolet on brand new 2024 vehicles, like $5,000 off an Equinox LT, $6,000 off a Silverado 2500 High Country, and $7,000 off the Blazer RS. With a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in, get your hands on a 24 Colorado for $3,750 off, or a Silverado RST up to $11,000 off. John Heister Chevrolet even has the 24 Tahoe starting as low as $58,999. Get off your keister and get to John Heister Chevrolet in Fuquay Varina. Together, let's drive.
Getting ready to take on spring? Make your first move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. From hedge trimmers and mowers to string trimmers and more, save on select Steel battery tools. Right now, save $50 on the RMA 460V lawnmower battery set. Real Steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. with AK-30 battery and AL101 charger. Offer valid for a limited time only while supplies last. See participating dealer for details.
Don't sweat a swing and a miss thanks to insurance tokens from BetMGM. Hey, it's Victoria Vodnecker here for BetMGM, and you can add an MLB wager to your bet slip and activate your bet insurance token. If your bet with the token applied doesn't hit, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets up to the specified maximum amount. That's another chance to step up to the plate. Whether you want to bet on a no-run first inning, try a signature bet, or take a home run prop, BetMGM has a loaded lineup for all 9 innings all season long. Go to your BetMGM account today to claim your bet insurance token and get your stake back in bonus bets if your MLB wager using the token doesn't win. Only at BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks and official sports betting partner of MLB. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older only. North Carolina only. Existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Fellas, don't get stuck on first base. Hit a home run with help from Arise, the urology clinic for men. We can help your performance with Core Wave Therapy, a pain-free, drug-free way to break up blockages and get you back in the game. No pills, no painful injections, and it only takes about 20 minutes. Score real help for your ED issues from Arise Urology Clinic for Men in Cary. Call 919-459-5400 or visit CoreWaveTherapy.com.
Did you hear? Macy's One-Day Sale is Tuesday with limited time specials to help you get ready for summer. Like 25 to 30% off active gear for him and for her. And 40 to 70% off shoes, handbags, and jewelry for the perfect look. Plus, save 45 to 60% on dining and entertaining from Lennox, Fitz & Floyd, and more. Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. Savings off regular and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Febreze. Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week, Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Throughout the postseason, Dennis and I, the producer of this show, who's out of town Friday and today, have been drafting 5 players each going into each game. And whoever's team has the most points, goals plus assists, wins. And we even set a stakes on this. We said whoever loses the cumulative of the entire postseason has to go outside the bell tower on NC State's campus and hold up a sign that says something along the lines of, "It's a great day to be a Tar Heel." It's literally just to make you cringe, make you feel uncomfortable, and the like. Dennis was not here on Friday. He left a big board for Graham on Friday, and I have some questions. So Dennis, are you on? Do we have Dennis on the Heastar Automotive Group hotline? Dennis, how's it going, bud?
Hey, doing well. And I guess speaking of that Friday draft, I don't know how I got 2 players on my team that weren't on my big board. I have questions for Graham here. I think he's trying to fix things.
Well, here's how it goes, right? I'm glad you admitted that openly. At the end of Thursday's show, you said Graham would not be picking for you, and you left him a big board. I don't know if your win on Saturday counts.
No, it 100% counts.
I see.
100% counts.
If you end up with 2 players that you just admitted were not on your big board, then I don't think you get the win. I think Graham gets the win.
Well, here's the thing. The 2 guys that he chose, Jordan Stahl and Jack Turris, combined for 0 points. So you got to have some context with this. And I did find out who was on my team before the game on Saturday, and I said, you know what? I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to roll with it. So you know what? I take the dub. I take the win.
Well, I just want to let you know, game 4 is under protest, but we'll move forward.
Oh, okay.
We'll move forward with game 5. I'm down 1, and then down another game on a little bit of shystiness going on. I don't know how to describe it. You ready to roll for tonight's game though?
Let's do it.
All right. You may not know this, but on Friday you got to go first, so it's my turn to go first.
All right.
And with that, give me the traditional first round pick. He has scored he has had a point in a whole bunch of games consecutively. Sebastian Aho.
Perfect choice. 10 plus points this postseason for Aho. He's on a roll. By the way, only the 10th player in NHL history to have 10 plus points in 6 straight postseasons, Sebastian Aho.
Yeah.
Only the 10th player in NHL history to do that.
And one of 11 active players in 6 any postseasons to have double-digit points. So I'm feeling good about my first round pick.
Hey, you know what? That's why I'm going Jake Gensel, because the lid has been lifted. You know, like he's on fire right now. So give me Jake Gensel with my first pick, and then I know we're doing snake draft.
Mm-hmm.
Going the chalk here and going Fetch. Going Fetch. Pretty straightforward here.
Here's my dilemma. I have the inference. I have the gut feeling something's not right with Seth Jarvis. Because looking at the board, Seth Jarvis is the obvious decision for the fourth pick here. But I think I'm going to avoid it. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Give me Natchez. I think he's due. He's buzzing. And give me Turbo.
Okay.
So I'm leaving Jarvis for you, if you'd like him, in the fourth round. Third round.
I think Natchez is due, and I honestly hope that he gets one today, because I think he needs one. That line as a whole, I think, needs to get one too, including I think Jordan Staal needs one too. But I'm going to take Jarvis because, let's be real, I think Jarvis is due because he hasn't scored or put up a point in the last couple of games. But then also give me Brady Shea as my next pick. That guy has been consistently putting up points for the blue line, and the fact that he's now skating on the top power play unit and not Brent Burns, give me Brady Shea along with Seth Jarvis for my next 2 picks.
I don't love the way this draft is going, which maybe actually, I'm on a little bit of a cold streak. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm gonna get the most aggressive guy on the ice. Give me Kuzi in the 4th. He might only play 8 minutes, but the guy's gonna get his opportunities.
That's fair.
Kuzi, and I'm gonna play a gut feeling on this one. I got a couple different options here. I'm gonna play a gut feeling on this one. I can't bring myself to do it. Give me Martinook.
Martinook? All right.
Martinook, Party Marty. Again, he's due.
I'm curious as to.
Oh, are you there? You're breaking up a little bit.
I'm curious what your gut feeling was going to be.
Well, you might take him, so I'll tell you as soon as the draft is over.
Okay, fine. Well, I'm going to take my last pick. I'm going Jordan Staal because I think Jordan Staal, first goal scorer tonight at the 10-minute mark of the first period off a rebound. That's why I'm taking Jordan Staal with my last pick, and he's my first goal scorer tonight.
Okay, well, we'll put you down for goal scorer. By the way, we had someone on Friday pick Kuzi in the 1st to win the puck. That's pretty good.
Nice.
So we're 2 straight from our contestants as far as picking that to win. I was gonna go Nason. That was the one I was struggling with.
Yeah, it was nice to see him get on the board because now he has 4 goals this postseason. And you and I have talked about it earlier this week. I'm like, that guy just gets to the front of the net, which is what you need to beat Igor Shesterkin. I hope to see him on the ice more today than we saw the last time that they played in Madison Square Garden in that double overtime game where he got, 7 minutes, maybe, not even. I want to see him get on the ice more because he's that net front that the Carolina Hurricanes need to beat Shesterkin. Which, by the way, the Carolina Hurricanes, today this kind of game reminds me of Rocky IV when Rocky actually made Drago bleed. It's like, hey, guess what? He's human. You can beat Igor Shesterkin 4 times. You get 4-3 against Igor Shesterkin. He's human. He bleeds. Make him bleed more.
There you go. Dennis, we appreciate you. You're breaking up a little bit, so we're going to let you go. But enjoy the game tonight, and we'll look forward to having you back on the show tomorrow.
See you.
There you go, Dennis Cox. The teams are for Team Tim, Aho, Natchez, Turbo, Kuzi, Martinook. For Dennis, Gensel, Svetch, Jarvis, Shea, Staal. Not my favorite way that broke down, but not much I could do there. Nason, by the way, we're bringing it up. We were just talking about it. He has 4 goals this postseason. Now, 3 of them came against the Islanders, but what is it, 4 out of 9 games he's had a goal in? Maybe that warrants a little bit more ice time. He's only played double-digit minutes on the ice a few times this postseason, but maybe, as you just heard, kind of a good argument there from Dennis as to why. Maybe he set up Nason for a little bit more.
Majority of them coming in front of the net,
which
I'm fine with.
I was going to say I'm
totally fine with.
I want more action in front of the net in the attacking zone anyway. I want more of that, regardless if Nason is on the ice or not. So I almost went Nason, but I was looking at my team going, I think I have enough long shots there. Kuzi, it doesn't even play a ton of minutes. It's just you can tell he has the mindset of, if I'm on the ice, I'm there to score goals and create. So I think he has a good opportunity to get points anyway. Either way, to set everything up, tonight here, 7 o'clock, we have hockey night in Carolina, Canes, Rangers, Game 5. It's in Madison Square Garden. You can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. In just a couple of minutes here, we're going to pass the baton back to Adam Gold. This is one of those days where Adam's on 99.9 The Fan from 12 to 3. He passes the microphone to us, and then we go from 3 to 6. Then we pass the microphone right back to Adam.
Relay.
And he's running like the first and third leg. And then Trip Tracy, Mike Maniscalco, and the broadcast team take the baton for the anchor leg, which obviously is the game. So that's all coming up right here on 99.9 The Fan. Please head to our YouTube, 99.9 The Fan as well. Graham's been posting things throughout the show. We crank out content there, including the Canes Corner podcast, which that's one of the best places you can catch the pod. It's all on our YouTube page, 99.9 The Fan. When you are there, please like, subscribe, comment on videos. We would greatly appreciate it. We are doing our best to build kind of an online community there to talk about the local teams. We'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, 3 o'clock, to discuss whatever happens in Game 5. Dennis will be back here with us. Graham, thank you for keeping us up and running while
Pleasure.
Dennis is out of town. And catch Graham and Paul Ihander every morning, 9 to 10, next up right here on 99.9 The Fan. Until tomorrow, enjoy the game. Enjoy tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.